under my skin. I just wanna wake up in my bed alone. Oh no, I don't wanna be tucked in someone else's arms. I will close my door 'cause I need my time. Wanna speak so loud even though I hide. Like I'm hypnotized, can't get out of here. You don't know me, I just need my time. Yeah, but they say I don't know where you come from. I don't. You seem too nice to be alone. So lonely. I see you going through some things and I just wanna help. I don't know how to make it clearer. I just wanna go home alone. I need some time alone. Yeah, you look perfect, you're my type. Sweet and you care
Good
about my
morning,
life.
good evening, and
But I'm
good
sobering up
afternoon.
in this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, yeah, I
hello,
wanna
good
be
evening.
tucked in
I
someone
hope everyone's having a
else's
good
arms.
Tuesday night, or morning,
My heart just
or
broke
evening,
and I need my
or afternoon,
time.
wherever you may be. I hope you guys have had a good week on top of that, and I hope you guys are having a good week as well. Today, we are going to be continuing to move forward with Season's Ripples, and you all also know that this is going to be a big week for content for me in my channel because of getting the main story done. We're also going to get some news done. There we go. Now y'all can hear me. Okay. So, we've got to get the main story done, and then we've got to get the wedding story done, and then we got to do the DMC collab. Now I have everything pulled up, and I think, for memory serving me right, let's see when it goes away. We have 9 days to try to get everything done. I think it's doable. I do believe it's doable. It's gonna take a minute, but I think it's doable. It's just gonna take really good pacing on all stories, and we got to be able to we got to fire on all cylinders if we're gonna get it done in 9 days. 8 days for the DMC collab, but I think we can do it. We may have to pull longer streams, but I think we can do it. But yeah, I think that's the plan. That way we're ready to go for Selena's coding, because I do believe she's getting one. I do believe Selena's getting a coding. And then I think there's another story coming out with the skin, but I'm not entirely sure. Could be 100% wrong. But I'm hoping to get done with the chapter and all of that this week. If anything, on Saturday will be the day we get it done, since I can just stream early and go straight into the night if need be. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the plan. And also, some things came in, and I'm super excited to have them in. I thank the man upstairs for allowing me to have this opportunity to get these things. I had to order 2 more things, unfortunately, which fucking sucks. It is what it is. But the arsenal for the content curation is gonna go fucking crazy. All right. I'll just say this: audio is gonna ramp up really nicely if I can nail it. And then the visual should also ramp up pretty good as well, since I'll be able to do more things now that I have this certain item. And that's really all I can say for now. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen there. Very excited to see how it's going to work out. But I don't want to waste any more time. I want to get straight on into this. I want to jump right on into the main story. We've got a lot to do if we're going to do this all done this week. I'm going to pause the music. I'm going to get us locked in, ready to roll. So we ended off as us dying in the first world. And basically we have to redo a time lapse again, which will be interesting on how that's going to go. But nonetheless, whether what happens or not is going to be a story to tell. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, episode 9, Record Descent. Here we go. me. Game audio is good. All right. On that day, humanity once more stands at the crossroads that leads to its ultimate end. The moment Gasalt's data wall opens, the hall plunges into darkness, only crimson warning lights frantically flash across the screen. The entire Babylonia begins to shake and sync with Gasalt's tremors. Okay, so we're at that one spot then. Okay. Violent crimson lightning crackles under the alloy's shell as the punishing virus seeps out. Danny, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good night. I know it's very, very early in the morning for you, so technically all in the morning. You're ready to go. Hey, I'm ready to go. It's gonna be a big content week this week. We gotta get a lot done. We gotta get 3 stories done in 4 days of stream, but I think we can do it. I just gotta have really good pacing and all that. Hope all is fine. Oh yeah, everything's doing good. Everything's going well. A lot of my things that I needed came in today. I almost didn't have the opportunity to get them today because they fucked it up, but we got it all. I'm super excited that they're here. I've been wanting these and I wouldn't say needing, but I've been wanting these. Well, I take that back. It's a 75-25. 75 need, 25 want. They're gonna last me a long time. So I'm just gonna say this. I said it earlier in the stream. Audio is gonna bump up pretty nicely if I can get it down, and then visual should bump up pretty nicely as well with the things that I got. And I'm very excited to see how it's gonna go. And I'm now able to finally incorporate. I could say this. I'll now be able to incorporate different cameras into the channel now. Before I could, but it was really hard for me to try to do because I didn't have the right thing. But now that I'm able to, I can now incorporate different angles of cameras. So it'll be nice. I also, like I said, biggest one for me right now is audio. That's gonna be a nice jump when that time happens. I just gotta land it. I've got the parts. I've gotta land stick the landing now. So this is, these are really big investments for me, and I'm taking a risk because of it, but I would rather take the risk and not regret it. And like I said, I don't know if y'all know this, but I don't regret a lot of things because it's made me into the person I am today. It shaped me into the person I am today. I don't want to look down the line and be like, man, I really shouldn't have done that. Nah, fuck that. We made this decision. We made this investment because I'm chasing my dream doing it. I'm gonna slip and fall. I may slip and fall while these investments are here, but you know what? That's all right. I'm gonna get right back on the saddle and continue to fucking ride this horse, ride the bull, and conquer it. And that's basically what it is. These are investments, and the good thing about this is that these hold their value really well. So if all fails, let's say if this doesn't work out, I can go out and get client work because of these. And if that doesn't even work, I could sell them and get almost my entire money back. That is the worst case scenario. That should not happen. That will not happen. But yeah, that's basically it. I will be damned to let that happen because I'm chasing my dream, and I will kick, scratch, and claw my way to make sure that never happens. And yeah, but that's basically it. It's a big risk, but I'm willing to take that risk because life is too damn short for me to be able to not chase my dream. So, better setup, really great, gonna last me a long time. Are you having the sound higher too? Ooh, is it high? Is that better? There, is that better? I turned it down a little bit more. Am I having, if we're talking about having the sound higher, if I just turned the volume down so I can turn it down if need be again. Oh, you were joking? Okay, I'll turn it back up then. Just think of it as more crisp. So you hear the audio now, and when you hear the short films, they're technically good. But what I got now should help push that along a little bit better, making the voiceovers a lot more crispier, and me able to tweak around with things. And on top of that, I'm learning. I'll be able to manipulate more in the editing part because of what I've got. Remember I said your sound is usually low? It's still typically lower than most, but it's still better than before. Is it really? I have my damn thing. Hold on. I'm pushing like 36 dB of. I'm pushing like 36 gain of this mic, and I have the audio module up to almost cranking all that bitch all the way up. But I mean, I can crank it up again, but then I'll be almost looking like I'm peaking. If that's fine, I don't want to. Is that fine? Here, I'll raise it up a little bit more. I don't want to hit the max, but I think right there, and then we'll do this. Is that better? If I turn that down. What about now? So is that better? I want to make sure before we get started. I want to make sure audio is good here. Not normal guy. It's been a long time. Hey, I hope you're doing all right. It's good popping. All right, cool. We're gonna leave it there then. Not normal guy. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are also being safe and taking it one day at a time. We will not. Well, I'm just hoping you're good. I know it's been a minute, and I hope you are okay. Hope you are safe wherever you are. And glad to see you. Glad to see you doing. Glad to see you here. I'll take that back. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing okay. Like I said, hope all was well, and I hope you are okay. But ladies and gentlemen, to the 7 people here, welcome. Damn, we are 7 people, and we're not even 12 minutes in. That's fucking insane. Insane. I'm very grateful for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get right back onto this. Here we go. Let's get started. These punishing viruses contract inward, forming a dark star about the size of a human eye. This is the core of that corrupting the metric. Okay, okay. This is kind of blatantly obvious now. So the merciful one is Ishmael. I kind of knew, but at the same time, it was like, but now it's blatantly obvious. So we're chilling. We're here. Finally, about damn time this got revealed, even though we already knew. So here we go. It's always going to come to this, wasn't it? This time, beginnings on December 20th, 2061, and there were only 5 days left until December 20th of this year, aren't there? Best girl just appeared. Is she best girl? Is she? Just as the Dark Star gazes upon Ishmael, she's only staring at the Dark Star that has been imprisoned for over 30 years. She sees the future of that Dark Star. Corrupted by the twisted persona, she reclaims that mantle of Agent Zero. Ah, okay. In a bid to regain her full capabilities, she is taken in by Celine, who wields a matching power. Okay. Only to be separated again during the battle at Hedel Tower. As long as the punishing virus endures, the Dark Star's authority will remain, forcing her to be both controlled and embraced. Ultimately, she's transferred to the next suitable host capable of accepting her. Okay, so Agent Zero's a girl? Maybe? Question mark? Nani? And then on top of that, Agent Zero is being hosted by Cradle. Interesting. We've acquired Agent Zero's authority, integrating it with current permissions. Access check in progress. Oh my, she finally remembers everything. She finally recalls that she once had the same authority as Agent Zero, the same origin, the same record logs. Oh, wow, okay, never mind. So maybe this is... I think we said that once. I don't remember if we did or not. You guys probably did. I just probably didn't catch it. Okay, so that makes me wonder If she is this like her other half, then at this point, she finally recalls that she once had the same authority. So maybe this is one person, but then got split into dual personalities. Maybe. Data seeking progress, updating her memory. Never mind. This is, I don't know. Interesting. I don't want to keep speculating. I want to keep reading. Otherwise, we'll be here for another fucking hour. The nodes records differ significantly from the way this world has developed. Continue with the sync. Confirm. Establishing connection. Starting synchronization. On December 25th, 2197, arrive at the 0-point energy extraction center. Operation successful. Mission: gather the data from the target civilization and retrieve gate. Detect the most advanced technology in the civilization, a time travel capsule, and designate as a top priority target. Hack into the time travel's capsule. Adaptation successful. Release the contamination meme. Successful. Okay. Technically, Agent Zero has no gender. It's just a thing. Can't spoil, but it does get explained soon. Okay, cool. Infiltration now encompasses 10.97% of the city's population. Leading mining human scientific research has perished because of it. The humans dismiss it as a mere accident. Okay. Okay, I see now. Let's head to the auditorium. Dominic, you're next on stage. What is wrong? Am I totally fit to be the chief of technology officer at the Science Council? In the current world, Dominic is the founder of the Science Council. These records and memories seem to belong to a different future. Okay, so I like how they word it in the current world, meaning that there is different alternate timelines for the Dominic in there. And I want to guess that this is not our Dominic in this timeline. Unity is only student debated remarkable strides for someone so young. We see all your potential. Believe in yourself. The professor, so you're heading out next, aren't you? I'm old now. It's time I left the next steps to you and the other generation. Let me check something, and I don't want to peek. Oh, we're peeking really bad. Hold on. Is that better audio wise, or are we peaking pretty bad? I'll bring it down to 55. How about that? We'll go to 55. We'll go right there. Okay. I have a lot of gain. I have a lot of gain coming into this mic now. I have like 55 on top of the phantom power, which is like 48. So this is like a whole lot of fucking power coming into the fucking thing. Is that enough? Is that clear audio before I go any further? Well, actually, let me know. I'll continue to read, and you guys will let me know. I've been old now. It's time I left the next step. Oh, we already had this part. Dominic stands at the dreary rain, muddling over the phrase "young people" for what feels like ages. It's good on this side. Okay, perfect. Now let me know if it gets. Let me know if it do. Let me know it is the same. Okay. Well then we'll do this. We'll do that. Okay, but do let me know if I need to bring it down when the reaction comes, because I also don't want to blur you guys' ear out if that happens. But here we go. I just need to do that. Yeah, I remember back when we were at school together a few years ago. He had pretty decent grades. Hearing his son's name, okay, the professor lets out a weary sigh. Well, since that incident, he's lost all enthusiasm for research. No matter how others try to persuade him, he won't listen. We can just lower the volume here. Okay, well, I just want to give you guys the best experience ever. Like, I want to give you guys a good experience, audio-wise, visually-wise, so that way, you know, I don't have to keep fucking around with the settings. But that's pretty much why. That's why I'm like kind of on top of the audio, just because I want to really make sure that the audio is good and at a decent level. Okay, here we go. Zago, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing well. I am doing pretty well. I got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff came in today. I'm super excited to get it in and break it out. Part of me wants to show you guys, but at the same time, it's like I really don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, okay, and hope your videos and streams are good. Oh, well, always love your videos and streams. Your awesome personality. I will keep striving to reach my goal as a voice actor, and I would do my best to honor you. Yes, sir. Hey, as long as you don't need to honor me, all right? As long as you honor yourself, as long as you continue to push for yourself, I'm just, oh, what's the wording here I'm looking for? I'm just a guide, all right? I'm just a guide to, you know, I'm just a guide for helping people push to their limits that I know that they can break. You know, as long as you continue to push yourself for you and you're happy with the results that you put out for that day, then boom. You know, that's a great day for me, because I know that I'm doing my job as that, and guiding and helping people inspire to chase their dreams and shit. So I'm glad to see you doing well. Not no more guy, like I said. Hope you're doing well. And Zago, continue to strive for what you want to achieve. And yeah, hey, and you know what? If you continue to keep pushing, continue to push, continue to do what you want, continue to push to be a voice actor, there will be good things coming your way. All right, I'm just gonna say that there will be good things coming your way if you continue to push, continue to hone your craft, and continue enjoying it. Boom. All right, and you know what? Let's just say that there are some things coming the way that I will need help on. All right. I'm sure if you people catch my drift, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, that's all right. You know what? It'll all be told in due time. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue on here. Since that incident, he's lost all enthusiasm for research, no matter how others try to persuade him. He don't want to listen. Last month, he went to the countryside, found a local hospital, and began practicing as a psychiatrist. Oh, sounds nice. Oh, come on. If we wait any longer, we'll be late. Humanity discovers the heteromere crystal. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what Bianca has. No. That's what Chica was holding, correct? Oh, that could be a completely different thing on top of that. Hey, take a look at this. If you scan it, what did you say? It's a crystal? Where did you find it? It was on the core's components. At first, I figured it was just dust, but recently there's more of them showing up. And it really looks like some kind of crystal now. Gather that up and deliver to the science council. Let Domini figure out what we're dealing with. The human scientific leader begins studying the heteromere crystal. The human science leader is using a time travel capsule to accelerate the research. Okay. I think what Bianca and Chico had was an infrahead shard. Yes, they had a shard, not a crystal. So I wonder if okay, so they're two completely different things. Okay, so we had a shard and an actual crystal. Shard is a piece of it. Crystal looks like an actual whole piece. These crystals keep getting bigger, and they're clearly visible now. If we miss even one during cleanup, things could get bad fast. The first people infected are labeled as mentally ill by humanity. This contamination makes them launch interference whenever they spot a high priority target, hoping it spreads faster and collect intel. Let me go back in this. Human science leader begins studying the human science leader and using time travel capsule to accelerate his research. So time travel was already there when they were doing this research. Okay. The incubation period is almost set up. Thanks to its nature, it's bound to show itself once conflict breaks out. Humanity leader makes a major breakthrough. As soon as he steps into that time travel capsule, these crystals show up, and they even corrode the parts that go with it. The time travel capsule parts are tough enough to make it as it is. If things keep going like this, don't be so down. I believe Dominic will get to the bottom of this. The world government believes Dominic too, and they've already worked on the replacement parts. Hey, did you hear? Rumor has it that these riots popping up worldwide might be tied to these crystals. people have been using the time capsules a lot more often to gather intel, which in turn boasts the amount of Hades heterocrystals each time they fire one up. The single activation heteromer crystal multiplier keeps climbing up now at 71.23%. The single activation heteromer crystal multiplier keeps climbing up now at 84.94%. The single activation core now at 95.15%. Humanity never forgets that day. Mysterious crystals of unknown origin almost envelop the entire time travel capsule, even trapping the user inside. Oh, what are you just standing there? Save it now! The harder people try to remove these crystals, the more subtle contamination seeps in. The more people try to go back in time to try to find the truth, the deeper they get pulled in. Until that final activation. A massive tower appears, devouring the building where the time travel capsule is kept. Everyone around is gone without a trace. So it just kind of popped up out of nowhere. The Force can scrape off the heteromer crystals that fuse with the capsule. Together they form an ever-growing battle tower. Humanity now knows the complete truth and causes crystal chaos, the chaos contamination. Now this is confusing me, but you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm confused, but at the same time, I'm like trying to decipher this. Access conflict for quick detected. Record upload full. Please confirm access to Heterocore Tower. Conflict. She sets the conflict aside for now, emerging from the massive records and carefully mulling over this name she just saw. Chaos. Small humanoid creature due to Lithos and Vonnegut's plan with Grave of Commandant's Den. It possesses about 80% of the Commandant's memory data, and it was named Chaos by Agent Vonnegut. Okay. Punishing virus, chaos contamination. When did I forget about all of these? The disaster after the containing metric was released. In another future, the containing metric was not stopped. Instead, it lurked into the time travel pod, corrupted all of its users. It only contaminated time travelers to those whose actions were affected by them, and then used the ripple effect to spread. During the initial stage, it slid slowly, and its long asymptotic incubation period provides enough time for itself to reach even more people. Therefore, it was named Chaos, and thus the chaos contamination. The infected would look as if they were suffering from some mental disease with typical symptoms such as auditory hallucinations, abnormal behaviors, and acts of violence. The actual symptoms were more complicated than what we described above. Ha! Okay. Kato tilts her head back, her bewitching eyes fixed on the vast night sky. She then shuts her eyes and retraces the tale from its final chapter all the way to its first. Oh, well, I can see where the Derivative Matrix comes into play, but oof. I'm waiting for you to wake up. In this moment when it takes a form of Cradle to rise. Wait, is it the moment when it takes a form of Cradle to rise from the red tide? I will cherish. No. Make the most of everything I've gained from you. From calming the sound of tide on the planet, for that lives can bear greater fruits, so that next time we and you can meet under better conditions. Or is it the moment her data takes over everything, and you find yourself truly excited about this new purpose? I want to discover more stories. I want to understand civilizations, societies, humanity. The stories of humans are more important than humans themselves. Basically, the excerpt says that punishing virus equals chaos contamination. They're the same. Okay, so they're the same, just different meanings. Or they're the same, just different titles. Blime! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one. You're just in time. We're learning more about the punishing virus and what it truly fucking is, and how Cradle technically came to be, and what's going on with Agent Zero. Glad to have you aboard. Hope you're having a good one. And ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on here. So, I sincerely hope you will leave more stories behind. Even if she's lost sight of her original goal, her instincts will brim with joy wherever she reads these stories. So, go forth, expand and seize, just like what other civilizations did when they developed.
go absorb everything that can enrich us. Seek out a homeland that can nurture our civilization.
She is guided by instinct, finding a similar purpose and longing.
But why does she feel this desire? Why is there a sense of joy? These emotions aren't really hers. It's almost as if... Agent Zero. Why call it contamination mimetic? Has it taken on a human form before?
The most primitive form of the punishing virus and chaos contamination, it only takes a civilization capable of using zero-point energy to be born and contaminate the civilization approach cutting-edge technology. In a world corrupted by chaos contamination, it's invaded the time travel pod without being noticed. In the world corrupted by the punishing virus, its target, the assault, but ended up being locked up by it, is led to the conclusion of the punishing virus on Earth and its great revolution spreading power. So this is like pure virus and pure contamination. But it only comes when we use 0-point energy. And it only goes for like really, really good technology, aka assault. In the world corrupted by chaos contamination, it invaded the time travel pod without being noticed. In the world corrupted by the point. Okay, so it was in one world, sneaked into the travel pod, and then got into this world and hit assault. Okay.
Oh, it's okay. This, I'll know soon enough.
After regaining the authority of Agent Zero, under the cloak of night, taking advantage of the sudden invasion of the hetero creatures, she slips through the clean zone, no longer clean, after Celine and Agent Zero's defilement. She quietly enters the hetero tower. Oh yeah, I forgot she does have a little bit of Celine in there. The guardian who once watched over this place has vanished without a sound. She sees no need to greet someone already bound to the gate, nor does she feel compelled to care for a future so dormant to miracles. A mysterious time rift at the far end of the Hetero Tower's core floor seems to be a hidden shortcut to another civilization. However, no life on Earth has gone through the rift in one piece so far. For the very first time in her life, Cradle truly feels at home. Like a child returning to a long-lost haven, she settles back into the warmth meant solely for her.
Agent Zero. Looks like the answer I've been looking for is right here. And the one who robbed me of my memories is here too.
Cradle glances around the Hetero Tower, casually taking to the place she calls home, as if she alone with her thoughts.
So, is this the moment when someone is supposed to say, "Welcome back"?
The core of the tower glows a vivid blue light, but all it offers is silence. She moves in closer, then closer still, compelled by desire with her objective just within reach. The moment Cradle assumes the tower's core is permitting her every action and reaches out to touch it, a sudden flash of light streaks across, devouring the hetero creature, Cradle's fingertips. Crimson radius pours over her wide, terrified eyes, breaking down the barrier of curiosity bit by bit and laying bare her rawest fear. Oh boy.
Is the Hetero Tower's core erasing me?
Since there are established rules, we all know the language that empowers them. Overriding the tower's core logic can fundamentally change the way it functions. By shifting form, release, and activate to absorb and obliterate, the region once exposed from the tower's influence will be cleansed of any sign of punishing virus. This time, it's your turn to be used. In that moment, fear stirs the memories long dormant in her mind. Stopped awake, Cradle stumbles back as though the stern young man still hovers at the edge of her vision.
I remember now.
This marks the start of the story. This is where everything begins. A young man knocks on the door of Gateway, rewriting the Hetero Tower's core logic. His timing concedes with Agent Zero making a long journey from her own future, determined to invade this world's Hetero Tower. The outcome is obvious. With the core altered, the gravely wounded patient is robbed of every chance at recovery. This world is already dominated by the punishing virus. There's no more for her chaos contamination to spread. Humanity has even branded the tower as Inver-Hetero and is no longer her loyal child. Okay, hold on. So this is Kratos' house, but she lost the house when Lee came in and was like, "All right, I'm home wrecking it. This is mine now." And boom, we purified punishing. She's lost her throne, her memories torn away by the endless blue, leaving her to wander adrift and sink beneath the red tide. Okay, so she basically had to wait. She had to basically be in dormant and wait for the best time for her to, you know, come back to her house and fuck it up again, which she's accomplished. But basically, Lee was like, "Whoever owns this is not going to own it no more. Goodbye," and just basically kicked her out. She remains still until her consciousness fuses with Kratos, slipping into each deep sleep. Now that Kratos has regained control of the Hero Tower, she stands before her child once again. Oh, I forget. Kratos being possessed by someone else, or she's hosting someone else. So this could not even be Kratos' world or home. This could be Agent Zero's home. Even though this child has been rewritten, it still watches in silence with its bright blue eyes. So what comes next? Kratos takes a moment to think, abruptly stops, then shifts aside and quickly hides herself. Right in front of the Hero Tower's core, the dark agent stops in its track. The brilliant light also identifies him as an intruder, but it can't simply consume or erase him without the same method. It identifies him as an intruder. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys said Agent Zero is technically genderless, so we're just gonna do that. Whenever a burst of light streaks by Wait, hold on. Vonnegut's in here? A faint arc of blue light neatly neutralizes the attack. A finely tuned force field fits around the agent like a glove. There's something strangely familiar about it, as if she has seen it before. But where? Okay, so Vonnegut just casually walked in and was like, "Alright, I'm here." Kratos tries to get a clearer look at these barriers and peeks out, but Vonnegut's eyes instantly lock onto her hiding place. Oh shit, we get the voice Vonnegut. Here we go. The silent standoff comes to an abrupt end when Kratos beats a quick retreat, fully aware that sticking around wouldn't do her any good. Never mind, we are not voicing Vonnegut. Armed with Agent Zero's clearance, Kratos moves unhindered through the Hero Tower. Meanwhile, the agent, clearly on guard, stays put in the tower's central zone, keeping a close watch on her. That means if she tries to seize control of the core again, or keeps seeking data to learn more about that future, she's bound to collide with him once more. He isn't influenced by the blue core, but if Kratos goes near it, she'll be wiped out. Alright, let's give this plan a shot. Muttering to herself, Kratos stays at a distance from the core. Looks like I found the rat hole. I'm not sure who left this behind on their trip to another era, but since I found it, I'll make good use of it. A scythe lifts from her hand, its blade aimed at the quietly sleeping Crimson Fisher. You're not going to eject if I open a bigger portal here and bring in some backup, are you? A surge of red light tears through the tower wall shaped by the punishing virus, sending shards screaming across the regret of Kratos' gaze. In a few pulses of crimson, the battered wall finally overflows with a watery sheen in a red tide. Like a newborn just opening its eyes, begins to stir. They flow, spilling into the depths and forming a shimmering crimson stream. Reborn here. Kratos plunges her hands into the red tide, shaping it into a new pathway. My old friends. My old friends. Do we get to see them? Initially, a smaller hero creature shows up. Oh! It barely sets foot on the core's area's edge before a sudden burst of light erases it completely. Then comes 2, then 3, then 4. Oh, she's trying to... Okay. So it's basically like... What's gonna break first? The shield or the spear? So basically... Hedo Tower is the sword, is the shield. She's the spear. She's just gonna continue to fucking ram it with punishing until it either breaks or she breaks. Under Kratos' watchful eyes, they rush toward the Hedo Tower's core in succession, yet those fallen bodies can't cover path. They all disappear at once in the tower's radiant glow. Switch to a new formation. Go. As always, the light intensifies. The leading Hedo creature is the first to utter a tortured wail, and then that wail becomes a clarion call, making the true beginning of their advance. What is a clarion call? Is a name for a high-pitched trumpet used in the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. It also is a name for a four-organ red steed that produces a high-pitched or clarion sound like a pipe organ, like clarions jumping range of notes. Okay. Oh, I noticed you had 200 subs. Congrats. Thank you. We're actually at like 211, I think. We're at 211, and I'm super grateful that we're at the 211 mark, and we passed the 200 mark. You know, we're only going up from here, and as we continue to go up, I continue to add more sprinkles into the content, add more flavor, more flair, and like I said, they weren't there. Well, they were there, and I unboxed them, but more, as you know, this equipment is another stepping stone and another foundation into the pillar that will help reach me to new levels and new heights. And as long as I, continue to do what I love, chase after my dreams, and have the man upstairs leading the way, there ain't nothing I can't do. So 1,000 not so far away now. Hey, we gotta, as much as I would like to get 1,000, I gotta hit 300 first. 300 is next to the mark for me. 1,000 will be there eventually, but right now all eyes are on 300. And we'll get there eventually, all in due time. Here we go. Once again, they shuffle into a new formation. The charging Hedo creatures dissolve under the brilliant light. As the first creature's body fades, the rest use its remains as a makeshift shield and push closer to the seemingly unstoppable blue. One after another, they disintegrate, die, and then reappear, racing through the fading heat of their fallen to reach their source. I see. Kratos tenses, then eases up, satisfaction glimmering in her eyes as though her curiosity has been completely indulged. She plunges her fingers into the Hedo creatures she's holding, fully feeling the red tide engulf her. This should work. If I boost the red tide and churn out a few more of these creatures, I'll be able to reach the Hedo Tower's core. You're not gonna stop me, Vonnegut. Vonnegut stands at a distance, ignoring the Hedo creatures around him, his eyes never leaving the core or cradle. Now we can finally force Vonnegut. Here we go. Agent Zero. Exactly. Thanks for the intel from Lithos. After gaining Agent Zero's authority, I started to remember things. Well, at least part of it. This Hedo Tower is my creation. It's also where I came into existence. So she built the damn thing. Oh, okay. I thought this was her house. Oh, well, clearly she had to build the house. So this is her house. She built the damn thing from the ground up and basically was born here. So this is like her mother's cradle, in a sense. Here we go. So, you want to reach the core by doing this? Yeah. It's a bit of a hassle, but at least all it takes is a small sacrifice. A small sacrifice. Vonnegut's brow grows tighter and tighter. Right? It's just some Hedo creatures. This is my solution, but who exactly are you? And how do you, as an agent, manage to keep this core's corruption at bay? And also, why are you so knowledgeable about the Hedo Tower? Keeping quiet isn't exactly polite by human standards. Besides, your story intrigues me. Alright, so I can count on you to keep watching from the sidelines like this. I'm getting my core back, no matter what. Oh shit! He was like, hell nah, you ain't getting nothing. Vonnegut snorts in disdain and strikes with lethal force. This is the first time we've actually seen him fight now. He's usually on the defense and very low-key about like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull up my shield. This is the first time we actually see him like show more emotion. He's like, nah, fuck that, we're gonna fight.
Oh, looks like that line really struck a nerve. He offers no response, his gaze fixed intently on Cradle. Okay. The girl lets out a sigh as her scythe hangs by her side, its polished surface reflecting her opponent's figure. Looks like this is your answer. Well, I have to say, it's just as I expected. So she already knew. Interesting. Okay, we're going to do this episode, and then I'm going to go use the restroom. Episode 10, Rotting Wood. Searching for data force field related to force field. Okay. Proceed with synchronization for this anyway. Earth time 2098. So 7 years after the other one. Humans develop portable force field capable of preventing the chaos contamination from spreading. Oh, okay. Hold on. This is huge. Humans develop portable force field devices capable of preventing the chaos contamination from spreading. Due to the multiple uses of Head Tower for time rewind, the tower continued to expand. Due to manufacturing costs, humans were unable to mass-produce force fields and could only distribute them to selected few. As a result, the human leader is number 12 of a 12-member Vanguard team to explore the interior of the Head Tower. The Vanguard team is to detect a specific plan through the contamination. The Vanguard team, equipped with force fields, entered the tower for a second time. So they entered the first time, fucked up, and they came back for a second time. Unable to detect their specific plans and results using the chaos contamination, long data corrupted, human Vanguard team, due to force fields, unable to detect human plans. Human leader Dominic became aware of my existence. Okay. My is an incorrect designation, runtime error, subsidized, log data corrupted, blah, 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 blah. Updated. Human leader Dominic became aware of my existence and named it Agent Zero. So, did he come into the tower first, fucked up, came back a second time, was like, oh, this is that. Oh, yes, he did. Okay, so they continue to advance and explore. The human leader has altered the Vanguard team's operation devices, designating me as their highest priority target. A futile action, yet the human leader continues to update the data of me, and through interactions, the force field cannot shield an entire area. I cannot discern how to achieve all this. I feel agitated. Must concentrate computing power to detect activities behind the force fields and cease observation of all Vanguard teams except for Dominique. Dominique is the primary threat I must deal with. The rest are nothing but rotten wood on a lush green mountain. Okay, so this is basically Cradle saying like, oh, rotten wood. It was mentioned in Luna's chapter what Dominique did to Agent Zero. You're gonna have to jot my memory. I don't know what Dominic did to Agent Zero. If we're talking about containing Agent Zero and Gasalt, then okay, then I know. But if it's something else, then you're gonna have to jot my memory. Fresh from another confrontation with Vonnegut, Agent Zero steps into the Golden Age through a rift in the Head Tower, processing the node records from her narrow victory. Okay. Amidst the towering golden forest, Cradle forges flight to stand upon the ground, overlooking everything from her elevated position. This man-made marvel stretches vast and grand, its glory and brilliance weaving between glass towers so magnificent they could steal the very light from the sky. Oh, so the Golden Age. Basically, Dominic gave Agent Zero a consciousness, which is why he was so annoyed when it first was let loose, and why it initially wasn't bonding with Celine. Oh, that was Dominic giving? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that, so thank you for joining my memory. Okay, so Dominic gave Agent Zero a consciousness. How was it able to get a consciousness now? Though. That's the confusing part for me. He was just like, here, take this brain, or here, take this data. Okay. On December 25th, 2097, she descended into an era even more prosperous than this. In the current world, the contaminating metric appeared in 2060. The contaminating metric from 2097, however, belongs to another future. It caught the chaos contamination instead of the punishing virus. So they're the same damn thing, they just do different things. So chaos contamination is basically... Is it basically one that, like, actually consumes it all, and then the punishing virus is kind of like it's spreading very slowly? Through the storm brought by the chaos contamination, she witnessed that era's decay, yet she herself was also a part of it. Why did she fail in the end? The records remain incomplete. She only remembers confronting the human leader with all of her might and hurling Dominic into the fog before the Vanguard team can complete their final operation. Crossing through the gateway from where Earth Headwaters Tower stood without a key or a higher dimension receiver would inevitably result in falling into the fog with no hope of ever escaping. She remembers how the Vanguard team, after losing their leader, suffered a crushing defeat. Not a single soul survived. She has no idea how Dominic managed to escape the fog and arrive in this area. What is the fog? What? Is the fog just basically the red tide? Or, no, is the fog the gate? However capable as he might be, he was fundamentally human. It was impossible to emerge unscathed from the fog, let alone return to his own era. The sequential decay is likely unrelated to Dominic. Basically, as explained in Lewis' chapter, the punishing virus here is basically a nerfed version of chaos contamination thanks to Dominic and what he did to Reactor 1, as shown in Watch and Obvious chapter. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember y'all saying. I remember someone saying that it was nerfed. The punishing virus was nerfed, and now I do remember me saying that. Oh wow, it was nerfed. There we go. Okay, so chaos contamination is at its 100% capability. Punishing virus is like a fucking nerfed version of chaos contamination. Not as powerful, but still spreads. Okay. Then why did I fail back then? The opulent buildings offer no answers to her questions, nor do the surface robots provide the response she seeks. Sparse pedestrians cross the streets, their figure reflected in Cradle's eyes. This place feels overwhelmingly empty, not a single worthy hero to be found. All her eyes catch is nothing but rotten wood. She wanders through the glittering brilliance, occasionally slipping on the ground to prepare for the convergence of the red tide. Oh, is this where she meets us? That very afternoon, with the sunset taking in time to arrive, she catches the sound of a soft, relaxed melody resonating from deep within the alleyway. I like the tone. In the flowers bloom, a gemmed sweet twine. No matter what, we found the seed of a miracle. Near the great tree, a puppy frolics free. Not a clover of wonder, but a drowsy grandpa. Is this a song? It's an adorable nursery rhyme, a song about the quest for a four-leaf clover of wonder that could bring back homeland, yet the singer's voice is laden with regret. Didn't we see that four-leaf clover in the last chapters, or last episodes? Before the harvest truly begins, might as well go into this story of this place. The cradle within her body is drawn to the song of regret. She approaches with a gentle smile and offers a greeting. Hello. Would you tell me about this era in your story? Huh? The melancholic song comes to an abrupt stop. The first encounter wasn't exactly smooth, but with nothing else to do while trapped here, they began to talk. Cradle has provided her with protection and guidance, keeping her safe from corrupted machines and mercenary harassment, while also revealing many secrets, ones of genuine truth to hear. Cradle told Yuko that she came here from the future, and also told her that she was searching for the reason behind her previous failure. Cradle doesn't mind sharing secrets with someone who's so insignificant. These words are far too obscure for Yuko to comprehend. Even if she learned the truths of the universe, she would simply laugh them off as jokes. For this young woman with loosened hair, food and protection are the only real reason she sticks around and shows any closeness. Froggy song? Is that what the song was? It was the Froggy song? That little guy right there? We've known each other for several days already. Would you say your story with me now? Oh, it's nothing interesting. You should go ask the real heroes of this era instead. Oh, I've already heard those stories. Just thinking about it this way as to pass time. Bro, I still can't get over her face. Yuriko lets out a sigh and settles into the bench, her calloused fingers cracking open a beer. Hell yeah! Oh, fine. Consider this payment for the beer. She raises her can in a mock toast with cradle as her gaze drifts into the empty streets. She begins to tell what she calls an ordinary story. Remember my sister Chico that I always talk about? Of course. Truth is, she's not my biological sister. My mother passed away when I was 7, and my old man remarried his cousin. Remarried his cousin just days after. Okay, nice. Sweet home Alabama. Because of their relation to each other, they only held a ceremony without legally registering the marriage. After their wedding, I met Chico for the first time, my stepmother's child from her previous marriage. Hello, Yuriko Kirishima. Nice to meet you, Miss Chico Kirishima. Little did Yoko expect that her stepmother, a woman appearing so gentle and kind, had a daughter who seemed like a typical school delinquent. Since we're family now, there's no need to be so formal. You can just call her Chico or Sis. Chico. Yet facing a new little sister, this supposed delinquent 7 years older bashfully averted her gaze before finally reaching out to take Yuriko's hand under her mother's urging gaze. Let's take care of each other from now on, Yuko. She only looked like a delinquent, but in reality, she wasn't one at all. That was what Yuko thought back then. After the remarriage, both her father and stepmother remained busy with their own lives. The stereotypical mother abuse she had feared never came, but neither did any love. In an empty house, her only company was her older sister, yet another person left behind at home, just like her. How long are you going to stand there? Come in if you want to. That's crazy that she had long hair at one point in time, and then she went for the slick back down. But you're still doing your homework. It's fine, just don't make too much noise. Can I use your terminal to draw, Chico? I'm using it right now, so I can only let you borrow it. I can only let you borrow the old one for now. Okay. Thanks, Chico. Is this a birthday gift for me? Go ahead, open it. It's the puppy I drew before. I saw your drawing when I was using the terminal earlier. I thought it was really cute, so I found a way to turn it into a plush toy for you. If I remember correctly, you've always been fond of these things. Yes, thank you, Chico. Okay. The love she never received from her parents, she found it in her sister instead. Her birthday became the most anticipated day of the year, and what was once unbearable daily life now passed like a fleeting moments. 5 years gone in a blink of an eye. And then rough days began. Shortly after Yuko's 12th birthday, her father invested in their family's years of savings into the Friends Project, only to fall victim to a scam and lose everything. Ouch. After days of running around to report the fraud, her stepmother and father suffered a car accident. The woman was left paralyzed except for her left arm, while her father was also permanently disabled. And the money then taken vanished without a trace, along with his so-called friend. They became innocent notes in the era of prosperity, no longer able to harmonize with the theme of the Golden Age. Fortunately, even as discarded notes in this prosperous area, they still found shelter under its protective embrace. Healthcare, education, food, and shelter were all guaranteed to every law-abiding citizen by the world government regulations of the minimum living standards, ensuring that even in times of disaster, their family wouldn't be left homeless. Well, that's some good shit if that's happening. With their family's circumstances promptly updated by the school records, free accommodation and meals were made available to both of them. Such was the blessing of this prosperous era. No matter how hard or fast you fell, there was always something to catch you. That's not bad. Thank goodness for the welfare support we have now. In my grandmother's generation, a situation like this would have left us with no choice but to end it all. Wow. Holy shit. Lying feebly on her bed, the woman left out of sight. She gazed at the now emptier room. At least it won't affect you two. Chico, Yuriko, just focus on your studies. Don't let me hold you back. let us hold you back? If he hadn't been such a fool for falling that scam, that's enough. Chico, please, no more. Everyone makes mistakes. If only I had been more careful that night, we might have had a chance to make things right.
That's true. Everyone makes mistakes. Fucked up mistakes, but mistakes nonetheless.
You two should move out. Go stay at the school dormitory. Our family is now qualified for free boarding and meals there. What about you? You could barely move. Your father would take care of me. Don't worry about it.
Isn't he disabled?
That man? Take care of you? Let's go to Grandma's. Even if she's still angry that you married, your grandmother passed away. I tried contacting her the other day. That's when I found out. She passed away half a year ago.
Half a year ago? Holy shit!
Leave this place, Chico. Take good care of your little sister. She's innocent in all of this. Both of you are. Get as far away as you here. Get as far away from here as you can. Don't let this family drag you down.
Another beer can hits the ground with a crisp clang.
Despite her worries, my sister couldn't argue with Mother. She had to continue her education. Only with a job she could afford a new house and get Mother a mobility assistant robot.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry if my family told me to leave them. I ain't doing that. Fuck no. I will balance the act. All right, I'll do whatever it fucking can because my mother raised me from the ground up. She did everything, and I'll be damned if I leave her behind. Fuck no. Fuck that. Fuck that. Hell no. I get my I get my blood boiling, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I get my blood boiling. Whew. Oh God. Okay.
Despite her worry, we already read the part. The adults in our family had already strayed from normal life. If she followed their path, we would both be stuck in that cold, damp house forever. But my old man didn't care about any of that. Unable to accept his failure, he turned to gambling, spreading his days dreaming of becoming an overnight millionaire and achieving great success. Every time a school semester ended and we got back home, Chico and I would try to convince him to get himself back on track. But what we got in return was his frustration boiling into violence. And after a few months, he even sold the medical wheelchair that the world government had provided him for Mother on the black market.
That is a fucked up man right there. Fuck that. I can't respect a man like that.
Those dark days got dragged in for another 2 years. Then Chico finally graduated and planned to start her own life. It was her only chance to take Mother away from there, but Mother said, Chico, I won't be going with you. The public dormitory is too crowded for someone like me who can barely move. There's nothing good for me in that kind of place.
Bullshit!
You'll have to work, and you won't be able to take care of me. I'll only become a burden for you.
Nope. Not for me. Ladies and gentlemen, not for me. My mother would never become a burden for me.
Just let me stay here. No matter what, it's a roof over my head, and Yuruko will still be here to help me. Back then, I just wanted to ask Chico to either stay or take me with her. But how could she, at just 21 years old, possibly support 2 people? That's right. I was a burden, and Mother thought she was a burden too. As burdens, all we could do was watch her leave.
Crater waits for the story to continue, falling into deep contemplation amid the silence. The red tide now creeps toward Constellia, its surging echoes murmuring in her ears, whispers of duty and obligation, whisper of Agent Zero's mission. She suddenly lingers. She shouldn't linger here any longer, nor should she continue listening to the spiraling tale of despair that offers no light at its end. Yuruko, the woman before her, shows no curiosity toward many of life's questions. In her own words, with the pressure of life weighing down on her, she's already struggling with all of her might just to keep breathing. She often despises her own powerlessness, hates it so much that she yearns for death. Yet here she sits, perfectly composed, cracking open a can of beer Cradle brought along, smiling as she continues to tell her story. Yuruko's first job was a private caregiver. This profession specifically catered to the families who preferred to not use domestic robots, where she had to play the roles of nurse, nanny, and beautician all at once. In this era, machines have taken over most jobs, but the world government offers generous welfare benefits, ensuring that even those without work receive a basic living allowance. However, to live a bit more comfortably than just basic standards, to travel now and then, dine at nicer restaurants, indulge in paid entertainment, or to save a personal interest and career aspirations, one needs to secure a decent job. That's Chico. Okay. Oh, that's Yuko. Sorry.
Chico, did you see my messages this afternoon? By the second year of work, everything seemed to be back on course, with the things worth complaining about no longer being life-altering cries, or rather but minor inconveniences. Nothing much, just busy. Wow, her hair's long. Why did she cut it? Chico's voice carries a hint of weariness. Are you drawing Froggy? Yeah, just doodling for fun. On the other end of the video call, Chico looked down to check the text messages Yuko sent earlier. You changed employers. What happened? They don't need a caregiver anymore, so I switched to another family. This new place is pretty close to where you are, so I'll come visit when I have time. You're not hiding anything from me, are you? Did you have some kind of trouble? What are you talking about? How could there be any problems with a simple job like this? Oh boy. I asked you to help my son with these problems. You can't even handle something so simple. I might as well rent a domestic robot instead. Not that I don't trust you, of course. It's just there's been a lot of news stories recently about families blaming their own problems on private caregivers, and it's caused quite a few incidents. No matter what job you have, the real challenge isn't the work itself. It's dealing with people. Ain't that the fucking truth? That's true. But you don't know what makes us better than domestic robots. They've got built-in recorders. Can't pin the blame on them even if you want to. If you think it's necessary, you should turn on the built-in cameras on the household appliances while you're working. No, it's fine. I trust my employer. You've been secretly recording us. Fine, might as well fine. This might prove you don't break that vase, but there's no recording of what happened last time. Don't you dare try pinning that on my daughter, too. Chico's spinning nothing but facts. She really is. I'll pay you today, and you can leave. We don't want someone as sneaky as you in our home. Did the last employer pay your wages? Yeah, they did. They pay through the agency, so they can't withhold my wages. I've sent your pay slip to your terminal. After deducting compensation for damages, you still owe us $300. Don't forget to pay it. What? Weren't you there when the agency addressed the damages and checked the purchases records? Oh, right. You weren't around that day. We already settled everything. Take it up with the agency if you have any questions. That's good to know. How's your new workplace treating you? It's quite nice. I only have to look after one person now. My old man has had surgery. With my wife and I tied up at work, you'll need to look after him. Make sure you grasp the post-surgery care instructions from the hospital team, including the, more personal routines, just in case. There were some complications. He needed a costotomy surgery. He'll probably need to wear a bag for the rest of his life. Well, he's already past 50 years, so at least he won't have to bear it for too long. Oh, and try not to upset him. The man has quite a temper, and that's actually why the last caregiver left. And that's good to hear. Only then did Yukiko realize that her sister has been asking about her life all along, as if she was holding back something left unsaid. Sis, what's wrong? Yukiko. Her tone grows grave. Yet her father passed away. At the casino, he got into a fight, killed someone, and didn't make it himself. Oh, wow. When did it happen? Tonight. Just now. I heard it from Mom. We'll probably have to pay some compensation since it happened at the casino. He ended up breaking a bunch of stuff, and now Mom has to deal with some troublesome debts. God damn! What the fuck? I'm glad that man's gone. Respectfully, no one should have to do that, but like at the same time, there are just some evil people. At least you're doing all well. Sis, don't make that face. What are we gonna do now? You're doing well, so focus on your work. I'm planning to quit my job and find some part-time work closer to home so I can take better care of Mom. You know the situation. These two can never catch a break. I fucking feel for these two. He's fucking crazy. Yuriko refused to let her sister bear anything on her own. After a long argument with Chico, she eventually came around and accepted her sister's plan. And so Chico sacrificed her career prospects, quitting her job to return to her mother's side. Like I said, yes, there are things where you can fly to make a better living, but at the same time, it's like you got to take care of the family on top of that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome to the stream again. You're just on time. We're learning about Chico and Yuriko's past. Pretty fucked up, not gonna lie, but you know what? It makes people. But this is, but I was going back to what I was saying is
sometimes family is just more important than a job and a paycheck. When I learned that the hard way when I was with my ex and I moved back into my family's house the week before Christmas 2022. I didn't know anything was going on. Granted, a lot of things happen, which I'll talk about one day. But basically, I came back. It was a blessing in disguise because my stepdad was going through some rough shit, and we almost lost him twice. And my mom was having to deal with that. And so when I came back, it was a blessing in disguise because it was a calling for me to step up to the plate and be almost the man of the household to help. So I jumped on the saddle, and the rest is history. So it was kind of, this is why I'm saying, like, I can relate with some of this stuff. Not with the gambling shit, but we're like, having to take care of the family. Okay, here we go. And so she got to the part. To pay off the compensation, they had no choice but to sell their house. Their mother said that the house was bought with their father's savings, and now it seemed only right to use it to settle the debts. Everything had returned to emptiness once again. This lord became very great that to maintain the devs needed to nerf. Wait, they nerfed this? What do you mean? Was there a different storyline to this? The two moved into free public housing built by the world government. Those dormitories were usually located in remote cities, which made it hard for Chico to secure suitable work. She had no choice but to take night shifts at bars and return in the morning to take care of her mother. No spoilers. Okay, I'm gonna hold to that no spoilers thing. Even though Chico never mentioned it, Yuriko knew all too well what it meant to live in the cramped public housing while caring for someone who was completely paralyzed. She never complained, nor did she once feel that she had the right to. Families like hers would have faced far worse fates in any other chapter of history. Just don't know if you're gonna like. Man, y'all know I hate some shit when it involves family and it's getting fucked up, man. Y'all gotta get my blood worked already. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're already making me fucking have my blood boil for what's gonna happen here. You're making my blood boil. I think I know what's gonna happen. I ain't gonna say nothing. We're gonna continue on. Since she must be grateful for her current situation, grateful for how generously this prosperous area treated the mediocre ones like her. Okay, whoa, I thought this was it. Patrick, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one so far. Golden Age still had its problems. I mean, of course it had its problems. I figured it would. Here we go. Taking a break, Yuriko takes another long sip of her beer. Thankfully, that rough patch didn't stick around for too long. Life got back on track, and after the storm, there was sunshine again. A month after receiving the devastating news, a stroke of luck allowed Yuriko to break free from her old job and to join the toy company she had long dreamed of working for. Oh, okay. This is our new hire. She'll be in charge of the promotional comics for Froggy. Oh, okay. It's such an honor. I've seen your Froggy comics before. I can't believe we're coworkers now. Okay. So she read a comic book. Thank you. I never thought that would actually see my drawings. We just showed them last week, actually. Didn't expect you to join us so quickly. The company just decided to pump up the promotion for Froggy. Your fan comics caught someone's eye, and they recommended you for a position in the marketing team. I see. I look forward to working with you all. Now that everyone's here, let me explain our team's objective. As you all know, Froggy has been around for many, many years, but only has gained a small following. Popping in his moans. What? Well, given how it looks... Oh, don't say that. There are plenty of quirky toys designs out there that sell well. All we need to do is a good storytelling and the right promotional strategy. It's all about finding our niche. Froggy is more memorable than those generic cute plushies. We should capitalize its uniqueness instead of seeing it as a weakness.
but it's not really quirky either. It's stuck on this awkward middle ground. There's no point in discussing this further. Let's focus on training our new hire to promote Froggy properly. Mona cuts off the conversation with decisive authority. That is what actually affects our performance reviews and year-end bonuses. As Mona left, Yuduko suddenly realizes that she's the only one in the meeting room actually excited about joining Froggy's marketing team. Still, she was grateful for this unexpected opportunity, though the pay was slightly lower than before. There were far fewer risks involved, and she could finally help with household expenses. Also, being surrounded by all these adorable toys, this was what truly brought her joy. She was even delighted to find her tax payments had reached the normal level. No longer relevant on welfare or overwhelmed by compensation payments, she had finally become a contributing member of society. Man, when it's great, be grateful. When it's bad, be graceful. With the help of her co-workers, she picked up various art and marketing skills, collaborating with the team to promote Froggy's new look and creating many chat stickers featuring the mascot. Despite the slow progress, Yuduko remained full of enthusiasm, believing that their persistent efforts would eventually yield to results they were hoping for. Holy shit, okay. If nothing happens here in the next, second or so, I'm gonna go use the restroom because I'm not gonna be able to listen. Yuduko, did you pull another all-nighter in the office? Yeah, sorry. I was not quite happy with the expressions of these stickers, so I wanted to make some adjustments. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I'll go to sleep once I finish this part. Thanks, Mona. She believed these peaceful, pleasant days would continue forever, but this peace only existed because of her ignorance of what was to come. Okay, before we read this shit that's gonna get my blood boiling, I'm gonna go use the restroom before anything, because I know this shit is gonna be very interesting. Okay, time to leave. Have a good stream, Puppin. Yes. I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. I hope you have a good one. Enjoy your time. Have fun with whatever you're doing. Be safe out there, and we will see you around Blime. Torque, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome to the stream. You're just in time. We're getting ready to see what's going to happen to the Yuko in these pleasant times that she is having. But before that, I've got to use the restroom because I'm not going to be able to hold this in. But again, glad to have you here. I hope you're having a good one, and I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I feel much, much better. I needed that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue on here. Just think now when Poppin needed to know how to do plasma, needed to know how to do plasma beam rotation.
Plasma beam rotation. What do you mean? Dark, how is Luna so far? If we're talking about the character, she's great. If we're talking about gameplay, really enjoy it. If we're talking about character design, Shifukisu. But if we're talking about Lucia, we have yet to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what happens when this peaceful time comes to an end. 3 months after hearing those words of concern from Mona, Yuriko overheard a conversation between her co-workers and the next table in the company cafeteria. Man, if they start talking shit on her, I'm gonna lose it. This afternoon, Damian told me that the department got another pay raise. Another raise? Didn't they just get one in the first half of the year? Well, it's no surprise, really. Their floor works on the cinnamon kitty. Sales are through the roof, with every department been crushing it. With Froggy, you'd be lucky to even get a pitiful raise once every 3 years. They're also thinking about bringing over a section of the team for a new project. The big boss wanted a marshmallow theme specifically for this one. Sounds cute already. Maybe I could request an internal transfer? Sure, why not give it a shot? That day, for the first time, Yuruko found herself questioning, was there really an, wow, I'm butchering this. Was there any real meaning in continuing like this? When she brought this question to Chico, she had received unexpected words of comfort. Of course it's meaningful. While Froggy might not click with everyone, it'll surely touch the hearts of people just as special at itself. God, Chico is fucking spitting, ladies and gentlemen. Like, she really spitting. Like, just because someone else might not find it special, you go to someone else, it's gonna be special. There's an analogy that I want you all to know. I'm sure you guys might have, you ladies and gentlemen might have heard this. So, it's a grandpa or dad, I think, gave his daughter a car, and she was like, what is this car? It's old. Are you saying Unico, or am I missing something? No, I'm saying Yuko, but I'm like heavy emphasis on Yuruko, but I could just say Yuko instead if that works. But anyhow, let me get back to the story. So daughter or daughter or what the fuck is or granddaughter, sorry, Jesus, I had a brain fart. Daughter or granddaughter's like, what is this? This is old. Like, why is it like that? And the man was like, take it to a car dealership, see what they say. She takes it to the car dealership, and they're like, we'll give you like maybe $200 for it. Comes back to the house, says they didn't want anything for it. Then he says, take it to a car shop. Take it here. Goes to another place. Says, we don't want this. This is trash. Comes back. She says, what is this? This is stupid. Then he says, take it to a car show. She takes it to a car show. Someone's like, I'll pay you $100,000 for this car. And she didn't know at the time, but that car ended up being like an old Ferrari. So basically, it's one man's trash is another man's treasure. Yes, exactly that. It is basically it. So the moral of the story is you gotta find your people who rock with you. All right, you may come here, people may not fuck with you. Okay, hey, cool. I'm gonna go away. I'm not gonna eat at your table. Come over here. You're cool, but I'm not gonna eat your table. Come here. Boom. I found my people. That's the beauty of life. You're gonna run into people that you rock with, people that you don't rock with, and then you're gonna find a group that you end up rocking with for a long time. So, and on top of that, like I said, one man's trash, another man's treasure. So it's really, really good. Little thing, it's a better name. So Yuko. We'll just keep it as Yuko. We'll keep it as Yuko then. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We read that part. That's precisely why the company wants to promote it, right? Nah, the higher-ups are likely just trying to salvage whatever they can. If it doesn't pan out, they'll probably scrap it. Yuko stands at the empty office at a loss for words as she watched her co-worker pack up her personal belongings. All of our past work has been updated to the database. They're gonna have AI take over the drawing from there. Ouch. But then the story will just become another cookie cutter that never ends. Froggy will be forever trapped in this loop, never finding its 4-leaf clover.
Who cares? Ouch. Did your internal transfer request get approved? Yuko shook her head numbly. Better hurry up and find a new job then. I remember your family's having financial troubles. Ow! She stood in the office until late into the night, looking at the illustrations on her terminal and the song she wrote for Froggy again and again. The original plan was to have the famous singer perform it, but now it will remain just an AI demo, never to be released. Everything returned to emptiness once again. The things she cherished always seemed worthless, always the first to be sacrificed. She never wanted Chico to sacrifice her future, but powerless to help, she could only watch as Chico chose this path. She never wanted the company to give up on Froggy, but powerless to help, she could only watch as Froggy was abandoned. Would things like this continue to happen in the future? They probably would. And when that time came, what should she do? How could she ever forgive the worthless reflection staring back at the mirror? Unable to find an answer, Yuko packed her things and returned home to the public dormitory where Mother and Chico lived. Without the cramped frame of video calls to mask reality, for the first time, Yuko saw their living conditions for what they truly were. Despite the world government's efforts to provide medical care and food, even including basic domestic robot, the public dormitory still faced many problems stemming from the other side of residence. Visible bruises on Chico's face, motherfucker! True odors and chest served as silent reminders of her working conditions at the bar. Fuck that! No! God! Fuck! Man! Fuck! That's crazy. Motherfucker, man. I'm going to war! I'm gonna... Oh! Whose ass do I gotta kick? Whose ass do I gotta kick? And if it's a big old fucking dude and he's bigger than me and he might kick my ass, I don't give a shit. You ass is not leaving unscathed. You may kick my ass, but I'm gonna leave some marks on you, let you know that I'm gonna fucking come back when I get better and continue to rock your fucking ass. Fuck that shit. You are not doing that. Not in my house. What should we do now? Their mother spoke in frail voice, mumbling to herself. Since you love your drawings, you should go study art. You can simply apply for welfare benefits while continuing your education. No, Mom. I'll find some part-time work nearby. Wow. She even said Mom. Chico should take a break. Chico. Yeah. With it, Yuko lowers her head, falling into a long silence before she finally speaks again. The next day, she took her own life, right there in the public dormitory, next to Chico. Oh. Damn! Wow! Fuck! Oh. That's tough, bro. God damn. Fuck. Oh, that's tough. Someone paralyzed like her just couldn't walk out, and Chico would wake up at the slightest sound. I can't even imagine what was going through her mind. That's even more crazy. She was paralyzed, couldn't walk, and if she made a noise, Chico would wake up. She was like, I guess we do it here. That's fucking insane. When she soaked tissues with water from her cup, put them over her face layer after layer, and pressed down with her hands and suffocated herself. Wow! Holy shit! God damn! Wow! That is so fucking wild. The fact that she went that far and did that is insane. Holy shit. Her suicide note was found in her terminal's memo. Just the few simple lines. She wanted to leave us her life insurance payout and what she called freedom from her burden. I mean, at least she had life insurance, but... damn! she could have quit working around from the public dorm for her sake and instead find a job that better matched her skills. After the funeral, Chica had become distant. She rarely replies to my messages. I don't even know where she is now. I mean, she did what a mother did. She gave her cubs the best opportunity for them to spread their wings and fly. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, you didn't need to do that. But you also damn, fuck, it's just a fucked up situation. Son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. With a self-deprecating smile, she takes a deep breath and downs her beer, apparently trying to swallow her hidden sorrow along with it. You wanted to know about the golden age? Well, all I could say is how a worthless piece of rotten wood like me managed to get through each dull day of this so-called glorious era, basically scraping by with the help of the world government welfare. Notice how her smile, or she's really contemplating shit. At least in my eyes, at least in my head, Ken, she's really taking in all of this, whoa. That's just how things are nowadays. Countless products get sacrificed or shelved by companies when they deem worthless. It's not just toys. Every industry does it. Even McDonald's downstairs has sacrificed penalty of menu items. There are way too many families whose lives spiral down just after one slip up. It's just details that vary. Using my story as a template, it fit half the people in this city and 99% of its companies, and they'd either feel personally offended or think I'm taking shots at them. But that's just all too ordinary. These things, they're all just too ordinary, too common. Well, that's my story. Did you really find any of this worth listening to? Cradle finds it hard to answer. Still, she has sensed numerous sacrifices within the table of this piece of rotten wood. A mother sacrificed for her children. A company sacrifices less profitable toy for more valuable ones. Through such sacrifices, humanity has reached goals that should have been impossible, and in that future, could it be that members of the Vanguard team, those neglected by her, made similar sacrifices? Come to think of it, if there was a way to get out and defeat those responsible for those calamity, but you might get into danger, would you sacrifice yourself? Probably. That's crazy. What about the others? They might too. Cradle smiles at the rotten wood before her. She wants to test something on her. That's fucking wild. Yo. Actually, I've been keeping a secret from you. A secret? Mm-hmm. In a few days, you might see two people you never met before suddenly appear in Constellia. And those two who brought this disaster, trapping you all here. Wow. That's fucking insane. Okay. The Vanguard team left Dominic to continue to explore the Halo Tower during the interference of force spheres, specifically difficult to stand. The Vanguard led by Team Dominic detected the gateway Earth side within the Halo Tower's core. She's talking about you and Lucia, by the way. Yeah. Once she said, these two you've never met before, I'm like, oh, she's talking about us. Oh, that's crazy how she already knew that we were going to be there. Oh, okay, so it's terminating all human emotions. Vanguard Dominant has developed a key capable of hacking into the Halo Tower's core using chaos contamination. They are currently conducting similar tests. The Vanguard team has designated the series operation as Project String. The specific preparation and methodology of Project String remains unknown. The name was also suggest a possible connection to the human concept of string theory. Whatever their intentions may be, their final operation will undoubtedly involve entering the Halo Tower again with the key. Intercepted Vanguard team reading record. Dominic informed the remaining team members that using the key infiltrate Halo Tower required an individual to sacrifice. Oh wait, hold on. This is huge.
Dominic is informed by the remaining team members that using the key to infiltrate the Hetero cores would require an individual sacrifice to prevent the gateway from opening. So maybe the key that we have, when we die, we also prevent something from opening. Vanguard team member number 7 volunteered to sacrifice, while Dominic usually took the lead, chose to step back this time. Relevant sacrifice, but those mini goals become stepping stones to the hero's path to success and completely eliminating the hero to remove the. Okay. I need more water. Emerging from her memories, Cradle notices that the red tide surges into the streets and is occurring 1 hour later than her initial calculations. Meanwhile, the Grey Raven Commandant has been in a slumber for over an hour in Lucia's arm. That woman, Lucia, carried her, Grey Raven's Commandant, while rescuing Rose, managing to reach the exhibition hall before the red tide's arrival. You, who's in Lucia's arm, finally awakens from the nightmare, coughing up a mouthful of blood. Commandant! Could it still be the side effect of the key? Time backtracking and complicated nightmare data will overload the mind. This is the 75th time backtracking. The two are back at the moment they just arrived in Constellia. Okay. Let me take care of the infirmary. Commandant, do you remember who I am?
I remember. I'm fine. Just had a long nightmare.
Those dreams again?
Yeah. But this time, I dreamed about Cradle and Agent Zero.
Me? Looking in the shadow, Cradle halts her departure upon hearing these words.
I think I understand her connection to Agent Zero now. And she must have said something to the people here. That's why they're so suspicious of me, of us. The only good news is Yuko.
Lucia tightly grips your hand, holding you in her arms and hanging onto the newly. Lucia tightly grips your hand, holding you in her arms and hanging on to every word of fear, for fear of missing even the slightest detail.
Cradle helped Yuko drive away some trouble-waking mercenaries. Well, that was the plan, at least. But those mercenaries were found dead, their bodies completely ulcerated.
How did that person know about this? Because of the dream? A human's dream couldn't possibly contain such details.
She probably didn't know Cradle's instructions completely. There's still a chance.
Taking the gauze Lucia offers, you clear the blood from your nose and mouth between coughs. Then, in their daze, a sudden realization comes to mind.
Wait. Upstairs. We need to go. Upstairs. We have to stop them from killing each other. We move together this time.
This time? Have those two gone back in time? This isn't the first time this has happened. No, something's not right. I should be able to remember something like that. Why would I forget? The delayed red tide, those deleted memories. What did I forget exactly when I was made to forget? Is this not the first time I've been through all of this? A flood of memories rushed through Cradle's mind amidst her doubt. A fierce battle with Lucia at the Hetero Tower. The interference from Vonnegut and Chaos. Or perhaps a certain death of that Commandant. Maybe that is really the reason. In stories, heroes often bear the key to salvation within themselves, making the ultimate sacrifice to save everyone else. Delaying Calamity's march, buying time to survive, a death that holds meaning. The girl floats silently within the red tide, her words a soft whisper. This isn't good at all. It's still interfering with me. The longer this drags on, the more I'm corrupted, and the more I'm bound. Kill chaos? No, that won't work.
Well, at least not here. She disappears way too fast. Now, she turns her head, setting her next destination at the Head Tower. No time for wandering around. With a sigh, she looks back one more time at the alley consumed by the red tide. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to test something. At the edge of her vision, Lucia and the Commandant descend to the exhibition hall stairs once more. Awaiting them are the repeated battles of Yuko, who remained lost in her doubts and anxieties. What exactly are you, Cradle? That day when she helped Yuko drive away work machines, she had hurt fewer people. Would Yuko not have trembled like that, becoming so wary of her? But she had already explained herself that telling Yuko that this was all to defend against a greater enemy, that she remained the same Cradle from the story, protecting humanity until her dying breath. However, once the Commandant notices Yuko's secret in her waving heart and begins to persuade her, will she retain her faith? I'll let the rotten wood make her own choice then. It'll be a good measure of how effective my efforts have been these past few days. For now, she must prepare for the upcoming battle with the hero. The girl's figure slowly descends into the depths as red butterflies flutter away in the opposite direction. As the butterfly wings viol Cradle's vision, in the world behind her, Lucia and the Commandant push open the gate to the exhibition hall, ready to step into the turmoil. Let's go, Commandant. Ah, it's good seeing that smile. Okay, here we go. Finally attacking. Finally battling.
Get out of here! Your workplace? You people got fired a few days ago. We wouldn't have been sent here and got stuck with y'all if it weren't for that little protest of yours.
But we have a kid here.
Get over yourselves! The kid is a nutjob, and you think you people are the only ones starving here? We lost one of our guys trying to protect you from those haywire blaster robots! Hand over the Institutional now! We found it first!
Oh, it's Kamui.
Lucia, go help them.
Hey!
Whoa, aren't you a sassy one? What? You gonna look me up or something?
Something like that.
This one and let them take on each other.
Oh! Yeah, I didn't know you could hold it. That's crazy.
You don't suppose this one's trained, do you?
Oh god, dude, it looks so fucking good.
Probably with the woman in the clothes.
Dude, she looks so fucking good. Also, the reason why I had to mute myself was when I was reading, I accidentally clicked my my overhearing, so like I can hear myself talk to get a good grasp on things, but when I did that, I ended up being too close to the mic, so it ended up doing a loud ringing noise, so I ended up like popping my ears in a sense, so I had to make sure my ears were not damaged. So fucking good.
Hey, stop! We can talk this out! Let's just start. We never want to hurt anyone.
I know, but the red tide is about to flood the streets entirely, and we've got to deal with that first.
That's our woman.
What's that?
It's a very dangerous liquid. Now let's bear with it and behave ourselves here.
Uh-oh.
Hey, check out those things back there. This again? Looks weird though. Help me!
Ouch. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Hold on. Blood, that's crazy. We never see that. That's new.
Bright, you as well. And don't worry.
Oh no, the music's glitched. I can't hear the music. Hold on. Help is way not gonna be able to hear it. So fucking good. Sunblade! Hey, okay.
Where in the world did it even come from? I thought the butterflies were the only things.
Oh! Wait a minute, whoa!
Keep all your butt safe a little longer.
Hey, I'm out here. I'm out here. I fucking love this. This is so awesome. Bop, bop, bop. Oh!
I'm fine. Let's calm everyone down first.
There are still people on the third floor. Let's head over there and get them to come down here to listen to what Commandant has to say.
Why can't you just say what I have to say instead of you? Don't go! Stay away from those employees! Just as everyone is about to leave, two mercenaries suddenly rush down from the stairs at the side, blocking the group's path. The employees? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Can't you see? Those butterflies and monsters never touch the employees! They're only targeting us! Upon hearing those words, whoever was originally willing to cooperate stopped in their tracks, distancing themselves from the employees. Aren't you the ones behind all this? Stop putting the blame on us! Good as a girl at you. They're always one holding a paintbrush. Anyone who crossed her got beaten up by that custom-made robot of hers. The injuries didn't look as serious at first, but then they start feeling sick, and none of them lasted more than 3 days before dying. The copyright! I've met that robot. She seemed nice enough. She even let me in on the secret, saying that she was on a hunt for the mastermind behind all those monsters. Did that girl mention that to any of you? No, she didn't. Let's go ask her. What do you want to know? Yuko stands behind the crowd and is yet to evacuate, maintaining her usual listless demeanor. Even in direct conversation, her gaze stays locked onto the shadows, vigilant for any red butterflies that may flutter into view.
You've met Cradle, right? Did she tell you that we're the ones who trapped you here? That we're all responsible for all this?
Yes, I did hear something like that. When did you... Do you have any fucking idea what he's been through here? And you're trying to play innocent run out the bot? The enraged youth swings his bloodstained fist at you. Before he can even register what's happening, his body is pinned firmly to a twisted manner on the ground. That is 2 times you've got shit on. I'm gonna bust my ass off laughing if it's Lucia who ended up doing this. Of course we know we've been doing through. That's exactly why Commandant rushed here, risking personal health to save you. Those hetero creatures infested by the butterflies, do they look friendly to you? Cradle is intimidating you. Aren't you doing the same thing now? That's because you attacked us first. If we truly meant harm, or if we really want to intimidate you by doing something... Lucia tightens her grip, drawing a sharp cry of pain from the young man. Yeah! That's Lucia, man. You got served, motherfucker. That's our woman. That's our woman pinning you to the ground like that, boy. In the blink of an eye, she can rip that arm off. Commandant doesn't even need to do anything. I can handle it right now by myself. Yeah! Oh, that's a bad bitch, respectfully. Holy shit, she like, I can be the enforcer if I need to. God damn! You let Barley go. Please, let him go. We'll listen to whatever you have to say. Commandant is wearing power armor and looks exactly like Master Chief, and random civilians think it's a good idea to try and punch him. I don't even think he's wearing power armor. I think he's wearing his usual exoskeleton stuff. Chaos stands at a distance from the core, head bowed as Vonnegut implants minuscule head crystals from his palm into the deteriorating parts of her body. Okay, so how does he have crystals in his fucking arsenal? What? Oh, at least we get to force him now. Hold on.
These are just temporary fixes, with some additional defenses, measures to let you approach the core. Under no circumstances should you engage Cradle once more in your current state.
Is it possible the fruit acts as two-way connection, giving her control over me as well, once I leave the Inverhedor Tower?
Then don't leave.
Creator will be here soon. She's running out of time. She'll certainly try to seize the core while she can still move.
Make your own survival the priority.
And then what? Will you kill her?
No, you're not ready to handle Agent Zero's authority and replace Cradle.
I can't get the Cradle out because my throat's a little hit. Because my consciousness isn't... He withdraws his hand and gazes at the core before him with the motionless eyes.
Do you know why I chose to abandon the clones to make the key despite the risk of Chaos' unstable consciousness? Because Babylonia offers no place for such people. In my countless attempts to correct diverging timelines, I once used the original you. Yet, neither side will relent. At those times, your primary goal would shift toward returning home, rather than seeking the future. Naturally, you may harbor hatred towards me, toward Lithos. You could do the very same thing when you first entered the Inverhedor Tower.
Not anymore. That would only waste a few chances I have left. Even if I were to cure you, it would have to wait until everything is over. Except... Chaos clenches their fist, eyes burning with frustration. Why do others have to sacrifice themselves to complete my consciousness? Why? Why am I the only one who can't do it?
Creating the key from human consciousness was never possible to begin with. Your very birth is a miracle itself. After all...
Let me redo that.
After all, this isn't the future where the key can be properly created. At best, we can merely generate a replica. The same applies to Agent Zero. Until she reclaims the Hetero Tower core, she remains bound by both her current body and the Cradle personality.
So the Cradle is a personality. It's not a name, it's a personality. So is it a will? Your voice acting on point. Thank you. I try to get Vonnegut's down. Chaos is our sis/kid. Don't know until now, but it isn't a spoiler. I was gonna say, I think we all knew that she was our daughter. Or sis, because it is our consciousness. But everyone in the headcanon likes to believe it's our daughter. My information about the story aren't trustworthy because I don't see the story. Yo, all good. Hey, it's all good. All right, here we go.
And now, the fruit you planted has become another of her constraints. All of this is buying us time. In time... is exactly what we need.
Vonnegut reaches out of his hand to measure Chaos's current height, met with nothing but her continuous glare.
To have grown this tall, considering all the instances of time rewind, it must have been about 6 or 7 years by now. Once you undergo further contemplations and become capable of accepting Agent Zero's authority, your physical form will grow even larger. At that point, you would retain Agent Zero's authority while possessing enough consciousness stability to override her instincts that drive her to fulfill her predestined mission. That was my initial plan. Had Cradle not been persistently destroying the Inverado Tower, we would have had enough time. But at least you now have a way to keep her in check, preventing her from freely manipulating the red tide. From here on, we can only place our hopes in Lucia and that Commandant to complete you ahead of schedule. I hope those two can discern the true adversity during their stay in Constellia.
She yearns to speak her thoughts, to tear this agent before her into shreds, to avert the impending tragedy. So she doesn't want to see us die, but she also doesn't want to see, like, any sacrifices made for her. Coming with 2 big swords in each hand. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yet she remains silent. She has witnessed the truth of her own eyes, personally confirmed by her unchangeable reality. Though she cannot agree with all of Vonnegut's plans right now, this thorn-laden tightrope represents the sole path of the future. One misstep would plunge all of humanity into the abyss. Lucia's key is nearly depleted. If Cradle destroys it again, she won't even be able to return safely to the Inverado Tower. The ever-reserved agent offers no answer to chaos. Vonnegut. The doll calls out his name, her voice like an echoing lamlinate. If things continue to go as Cradle wishes, if we can't find a way to turn this around, tell me, do you have any backup plans at all?
No.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how did my voice acting do with Vonnegut? I feel like I need to be more clear with the words. I need to be more clear with the pronunciations. I think that's one thing that I gotta fix, is the pronunciation of Vonnegut. But I think, other than that, I think I did pretty well, I would say. But what do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? Episode 12, Record Widower. I need to get one after this. Project Sting, confirm. Human Vanguard team completed with the simulation test for Project Sting officially entered the Hedor Tower carrying the key. The key possessed by Vanguard team is divided into the input end and receiving end, so a male and female. The input end is held by team number 7 Nemo, who is designated for sacrifices, while the receiving end is held by Dominic. The vulnerability has been detected in the key possessed by the humans. This cannot be a chance. The core itself is part of the Hedor Tower. The mere removal would open the gateway. The flawed key will serve perfectly to expand the gateway's range. Next, I will exploit the key's vulnerability to open the gateway and push Dominic into the entire Vanguard team into the fog behind the gate. For those who dare toy with time, there is a more fitting end to be devoured by the fog, a place where time itself no longer exists. Humans, no eliminating Dominic alone will leave humanity helpless. The others are merely collateral casualties. More fitting end to be devoured by the fog. A place where time itself no longer exists. So it's like a black hole. The moment you grasp that false hope, I shall bestow upon you true despair. The gateway is open. Dominic has been safely cast into the fog with no means of return. Judgment error detected. Must blank blank blank. Log update. Hedor Tower's core has been melted down. All members of Human Vanguard team have fallen into the fog. Once again, Cradle approaches the Hedor Tower's core, a sight she hasn't seen in a very, very long time. That's right, she went to go see this. Ah, we get the voice boy Vonnegut, hell yeah! Directly ahead, Vonnegut gazes fixed on upon her. We meet again, Mr. Vonnegut. The girl courtesies with a lift toward her dress, yet the agent remains unresponsive, opting instead to smooth out the creases in his gloves. This reminds me of like a Pokemon. If you all played like the DS games, like her bowing and all that, like the little game, it reminds me of like the Pokemon, like the little Pokemon animations where they do that, where they're like kind of moving. It kind of reminds me of it. Here we go. A pristine blue light shimmers silently behind Vonnegut, and the radiance emanating from the Hetero Tower's core inflicts unmistakable displeasure in Kratos' heart. What is this song? My human customs I should fix. I should first express my full respect to you, but unfortunately, I'm rather pressed for time now. Thanks for your schemes. In a flash, the scythe blade cuts through the lingering echo and flies toward the Hetero Tower's core. A fierce red light streaks forward, only to collide with a wall of brilliant blue. The thunderous collision of heralds a beginning of their battle. Vonnegut remains perfectly still, merely turning his wrist to reposition the force field, once again intercepting Kratos' assault. That's fucking... He's aura farming. He's just like... He's like, hell no. Whoa! Sparks burst forth where blade meets shield. Their flashing light reflecting in those eyes of deep golden and bright crimson. What is this song? This is a crazy song! It's about time you tell me who you really are. How do you know the High Hetero Tower so well? Vonnegut remains silent. To Hetero Tower's core, continuously absorbing the punishing that fuels their actions, this deadlock only serves to drain both sides' energy needlessly. Moreover, the man before her shows no sign of fatigue, only the punishing concentration surrounding him has slightly decreased from its previous levels. Upon this realization, Kratos relinquishes her power and pulls back, steadying her scythe against the ground to pause her assault. Just before the girl can steady herself, the agent gives a slight shake of his head. This subtle gesture sends countless possibilities racing through Kratos' mind, but before she can speak with composure, her body trembles upon an instinctive warning of danger. Huh? Oh my! Immediately looks down, only to find her own wide-eyed reflection staring back from the blade protruding through her chest. The blade thrusted into her back pierces straight through her chest. My leader, I'm going out because I need to wake up early to do some stuff. Sorry for not being able to stay until the end and not being able to be in the beginning of the live. No, you're good. Hey, you're all good. I know people got stuff to take care of. You're all good. I'm just glad to have you here. You know, I'm gonna need you later down the road. When we get bigger and we gotta hold down the line, and you're all good. So hey, all good. Ryushi, take care of yourself. I will see you around. Actually, I may see you tomorrow because I will be live tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourself. Be safe. Have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be, and I will see you around. At least I managed to give information on Discord about some ideas and leaks from the future information. Hey, all good. Like I said, you doing all that and you helping build the Discord server as was, I am forever grateful for that, and I do not take that for granted whatsoever because you, Minato, it's Ice Spicy and V, like y'all have held it down and y'all have been tremendous help, and I cannot thank you enough for that. And I know I need to continue to be better as a leader to be able to help push the server and push the boundaries that I know that can be broken and what is to come. And people enter in the Discord because there are great fellows like this great leader. Thank you, Ryushi. I thank you. Like I said, I'm forever grateful for having you in this journey. And like I said, I've got to be continuing to be better as a leader and a beacon, so that way I can continue to help and bring more people into the Ironclad Nebula that I know it will be, and blossom into a great community that I know it will be. So, Ryushi, again, thank you so much for all you're doing, and I know that we will continue to push boundaries and continue to break the walls that I know that the server can reach. So, until then, I'll see you around. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue on. And for those who are new, if you want to join the Discord, it is in my profile in the YouTube. Just click more information and you will see it, and you can join the Ironclad Nebula, where you will connect and talk with me and a bunch of everyone else who enjoy PGR and everything else in between. So it's a fun place. We're 23 strong, I think, so get on in if you want. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. Before Kratos can even react, the assassin behind her twists the blade and finally wrenches it sideways through her body. Watching as the blade threatens to slice her body apart, Kratos has no choice but to grab the edge of it with her bare hands. The red tide seeps from her wound, washing over her deathly pale knuckles. The assassin's weapon shatters, its broken surface reflecting the girl's rare expression of gravity. Kratos realizes her strength is draining away far too quickly. Yet that gravity soon gives way for her usual demeanor as Cradle turns around with a smile, her blood-soaked fingers idly toiling with the broken blade. Oh, you've finally shown yourself, Chaos. Cradle extends both arms towards Chaos, an invitation presented as an embrace. Chaos tosses aside the remaining half of the blade, using her small frame to slip past Cradle's interception and swiftly retreat behind the force field. Only now does Cradle notice that Chaos's body has grown considerably since the last encounter. Last time we met, you could barely walk on your own. Now look at you, no longer a doll, but something more human. This seems quite unusual. Perhaps her own abnormality and the gradually haywire red tide have something to do with Chaos. As these thoughts cross her mind, Cradle dispels her scythe. The red tide, having come along with her, swirls around her legs, and from its rolling waters emerge numerous Hedo creatures, their nascent forms taking first strides. No, I've been like this for a while now. The girl waits no longer, striking the newly manifested harp in her arms. The Hedo Tower yields to its original master as the red tide surges forth. Countless red butterflies and Hedo creatures answer her call, once again surrounding the blue core. Meanwhile, the girl's eyes bore into chaos like a curse, an unrelenting gaze that refuses to let go. You can erase my memories. No, you've consumed too much that's hard to digest. The chaos in your memories is just a side effect. So, it's that Commandant. She can afford no further delay. The Hedo creatures unleash another barrage of attacks, masking a fatal blow within their assault. Even a barrier of such formidable strength cannot withstand Kratos' full power unleashed within the Hedo Tower. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Chaos swiftly glides behind Vonnegut, using his body as an impromptu shield. Ugh. The steadfast barrier erected by the ancient hands remains resolute against the fierce onslaught. As the crimson light from the impact still lingers, Chaos leaps into the air, her fingertips pressed against the Kratos' chest. The touch freezes Kratos in one place, rendering her unable to move even half a step. That is precisely where the fruit has taken its deepest root. You piece of... Chaos' lifeless eyes reflect Kratos' fury born of humiliation. A rather unusual sight. Her body rebels against her will, refusing to move. Kratos' eyes remain fixed on Chaos, who has already raised her other arm high above. The target is clear. Kratos' head. Enough! Let go of Cradle. Chaos' movement freezes at those words. Huh. This isn't the first time. Just as before, Vonnegut abruptly halts the attack once more. You weren't ready last time, so it's still the same case now. Well then. Even with her body immobilized, she can still broadcast commands as Agent Zero to the unrestrained Hedo creatures. Kill her! The girl stands before her azure light. She despairs, her deafening command to her creations reverberating through the air. Chaos. The agent points to the evacuation tunnel constructed with the force field. His usually unbreakable composure shows its first crack in the face of Chaos's reckless actions. So, now is the time. Oh, what the fuck? Cradle sits steadily amidst the swarm of swarming crimson butterflies, letting them carry her aloof. She soars past Vonnegut, who holds back the tide of the Hedo creatures as she launches herself toward the massive blue core. Gotcha! This is my real target all along! The rationally vanishes as her figure leaps toward the core. Chaos charges through the surging enemies, springing forward and leaping across countless heads to reach Cradle above. I can only imagine. The blue core set forth both figures ablaze as they draw near, while Cradle remains protected by her butterflies. Chaos' body begins to dissolve piece by piece. Yet she shows no sign of intention of retreating. Instead, she uses her dissolving body as a barrier, desperately trying to keep Cradle from reaching the core. Not bad. Under the dazzling blue light, the girl breaks into a radiant smile, but when her curved eyes widen, they reveal nothing but coldness. At last, I've caught you, Chaos! Cradle opens her arms and holds Chaos tight, turning a tender embrace into an instrument of murder. As if reuniting with a long-lost family member, the girl tightens her hold until it becomes a cage. She buries her face into the doll's neck, crushing what should have been a space for tender intimacy. Let me have a taste of you.
Her lips curl as the red tide's crimson hue sweeps between her teeth. That's fucking wild. Then the girl sinks her teeth into the doll's neck, relishing and devouring the desire she has craved for so long. Pressing her pierced chest against the culprit's, Cradle focuses her entire being on reclaiming the control that rightfully belongs from her Chaos's body. Whoa! Countless fragments of information along with chaos, flesh, and blood flood into Cradle's consciousness. Some memories from before the birth of the doll. Some are stories from her present existence. Deep within the fragments of fleeting image surfaces of Vonnegut's face converging with chaos, sending an unsettling wave of familiarity through every fiber of Cradle's being. A face both foreign and familiar materializes before her eyes, and she hears her trembling voice asking a question. Whether from her own lips or Agent Zero, she cannot tell.
Dominique?
This is the final step. Sheltered behind layers of force fields, the human leader held up by the indestructible device and handed it to Vanguard Team Number 7, standing before him. Whoa. So you're telling me this is Nemo? Sheltered behind layers of force fields, the human leader held up the indestructible device and handed it to the Vanguard Team Number 7, standing before him. Never mind, this is not Nemo.
But will this really work? Can this key be made from Hero creatures truly melt down the Heterotor's cower? If we gain nothing from this, we lose another team member.
No, that is Nemo. Hold on, yeah. Okay, so Nemo is Vonnegut, I'm assuming then. We look at the eyes. If this is him, then I'm gonna... This is him before his voice. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, it's...
Keep your chin up. The simulation test was successful.
Nemo.
The Vanguard team members number 7, known as Nemo, pats his teammate's shoulder as a final gesture of comfort.
But Dominique said that even simulation tests can't prove absolute certainty.
This is our only option left. We have to try, whether it succeeds or not.
Whether it succeeds or not, you're...
Nemo waved his hand, unwilling to discuss any further.
I'll get going then.
With a heart long since dead, the young man strode towards the core. The moment Dominic set the signal to act, he immediately inserted the connected key. Just as everyone had anticipated, the red light instantly engulfed the entire space as the Hetero Tower's core gradually melted down. What ensued was a boundless white that filled their vision. Something unexpected happened. This whiteness neither receded nor consumed Nemo alone, but instead devoured the entire Hetero Tower. When the Hetero Tower's core melted down, everyone fell into the fog without a single soul spared. The young man, ready to meet his own demise, now found himself trapped in the fog, seeking the release that was once meant to be his salvation within this limitless prison. Even Agent Zero was inevitably caught in the fall. No wonder all memories related to her vanishing at that moment. Cradle continues to tear and devour Chaos's flesh, both craving more memories and depriving the doll of her full mobility. Emerging from the tumultuous waves of Hetero creature, Vonnegut finally joins the battle. Somehow, his figure blends seamlessly into the unfolding scene.
The core. The key has seized the Hetero Tower's core.
The young man clutches the eerie cube in his hand, the original form of Agent Zero, the crystallized remains of Hetero Tower's core after the meltdown. Like a seed within the fruit, it stood ready to sprout into a new tower at any moment. Dragon Destroyer! Welcome, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Hope you're having a good one so far. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesdays. Yes, sir. Hope you're having a good one. You're just in time. We're learning about Nemo, who is actually Vonnegut, I think. And we're learning that Cradle is devouring Chaos right now, and Chaos is immobilized. And Chaos technically fell into the void, fog. And we're kind of learning more about this. Crazy lore, fucking amazing though. Story is really good, really like the pacing of all of this, and I'm enjoying it. Hope you're having a good one so far though. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue here. Nemo knew with certainty if there was a way to analyze and harness the seed, humanity would draw closer to the vast starry sky in the gate itself. This was Dominic's plan all along. Whoa, hold on. If there was a way to analyze and harness the seed, humanity would draw closer to the vast starry sky and to the gate itself. So Dominic's plan was to get to Dominic's plan was to get to the gate then? Nemo and Vonnegut are, well, you'll see. Okay. Just got back from the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie in IMAX 40, and bro, it was an experience of a lifetime. I bet that was fucking crazy. I'm actually going to see that. In theater Saturday where I'm at. Very excited to see how it's going to go. I actually got to look this up. I got my tickets. Oh wait. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta look. Theater. Hold on. Where's it at? I know my tickets are here. Here we go. Okay. Did I not buy it? That's fucking crazy. I know I bought it. Battlefield, blah blah blah. Backline team, Heartline, Grand Star. Where the fuck is it? I know I bought the tickets. I'll look at it later. But anyhow, yes, I'm gonna go see the Demon Slayer movie. I don't know if it's in 4Max, or if it's 4XD. I think it's an IMAX. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's an IMAX. But I'm gonna go see it this weekend. Super excited to see it. I cannot wait to see it. It's gonna be a really fun time, at least for me. 'Cause I've always liked it. And let me look. Nope, that's Thursday. It's Saturday. Let me look. Let me see. It is. It's in. I don't know if it's in the grand screen or not, actually. Subtitle. Oh, dubbed. Here we go. It is. God damn it. It's rated R? Oh, damn, it went from PG-13 to rated R. That's fucking wild. Demon Slayer. I could have fucking swore my tickets are here. My better be here. Yeah. But anyhow, I'll look at it later. But anyhow, I got tickets. I don't know if they're IMAX, but I do know that they're gonna be here. I saw it as an early screening because of the membership on Crunchyroll. Oh, nice. Okay, that's awesome. I'll talk about it more towards the end of the stream. Hopefully I can find it by then. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue along. This is our only hope. I must at least send it back before I die. Chaos. Don't waste the fruit's connection. Keep your consciousness stable. The doll, on the verge of dissolving into the blue core, heeds these words and desperately grabs Cradle's shoulder. Control her for 5 seconds. We're back! We made it out of the fog! Oh wait, that was a dude. Oops. Oh, wait, Dominic. Where's Dominic? Nemo! What happened to Dominic? Before he could offer an explanation, the young man collapsed from exhaustion. Oi! Let him rest. We made it back from that place thanks to him and the key he carries. 4. The force field completely envelops Chaos, slowing down the Hedo Tower's core from devouring her. The doll silently clutches at everything within reach, her silhouette gradually fading into the blur beneath the radiant light. Let's move out. Galactor saw. As the next memory fabric unfolds before her eyes, Cradle sees the Vanguard members with new frames, their capabilities matching those of Lee's. This is no picnic. What's there to be excited about? I'm not excited, but this is our last hope. If we could pass through the gate, we might still have a chance to make things right. The gate. Last hope. We said the last thing. We said the same thing last time. We made the key that took the core, and people got to study it. But now Dominic's nowhere to be found. We've been going in circles. Even with the key to disrupt the Hedo Tower's rules, we haven't made any progress.
even had to rely on this kid like you to lead the way to the gate. Nemo, what's wrong? It's nothing. I'm just tired. I'm tired too, Nemo. But soon there won't be any living humans left in this world. These replicated keys are our last hope. And you, who understands this technology better than any of us, are even more critical. So this time, let us take the lead. We will definitely pass through the gate. Yep. 3. Seizing back the control, chaos pierces through Cradle's body once again. Yet the girl shows no fear at this assault. Instead, she looks past the doll, fixing her deeply playful gaze upon the agent. That's fucking insane. Thank you for coming to collect my belongings. There's a candy in the red box. I hope it sweetens the bitterness. Feel free to take a short break here, but it's not yet time to stop. Nemo, go find Dominic. Go find our hero. Go find the last hope. Yeah, the young man clenches his fist and raises it high, but as he brings it down, all of his strength fades away. Humanity is long gone from this world. Why do we keep choosing to march toward our deaths? Why? Again and again. Why do we search for a hope that has long become hollow? 2. The core of the Hero Tower trembles, emanating an even more brilliant light. The young man closed his eyes, trying to shut out the countless scenes of utter defeat and despair. Then slowly he opened his eyes again, gazing at the destination of his long journey. A string of distorted text emerged from the center of his vision. He recognizes this handwriting. It belonged to the Vanguard Team number 4. Like everyone else, I wrote the rules of the Hero Tower and became a part of it. He really did it. So that was Dominic speaking then. Indeed, they crossed the impossible river on the sacrifices of their companions, stepped through the impassable gate over countless corpses, and now... 1. We're close to having our own secret tunnel. When that time comes, take everything we left behind and go to Dominic's era. The solitary young man collapsed to his knees before the message, curling up in agony as if his very soul had been torn away. His tumultuous emotions twisted his body into knots, causing his already exhausted consciousness to quiver and shake. Oh, who followed? Benotide? Benotide? Benotide, welcome! I don't need to share anything like that. I'm good, so you can go on out of here. I don't need any of that. I'll do it the good old-fashioned way. All right, that's how I've always done it. But thanks for the offer, but no thank you. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. The sound that emerged from his throat began as an infant cry before bursting into the hysterical wails. No one can comfort him. No one can hear him. Only countless ghostly eyes watch him in silence. Cry as he should until both his voice and tears were exhausted. Only then would his crying stop. Through the bloodstained edge, Kratos sees the final line on the message. Oh, by the way, I want to name this tunnel extending to the Hero Tower a bridge across streams. Doesn't it sound nice? And so Crimson consumes all. Okay. Harvest. Oh, I need to get water. Fuck! It's fine. Outside the Inver Hero Tower, time silently flows through the deep night, surging towards dawn. The forest spheres sealing this place do not reject the drifting snowflakes from outside, allowing the New Year's snow to fall through Constellia. Cradle, after a long slumber, finally awakens from the stagnant red tide. The precious gain from the venture that agents pass is truly worth savoring, and she purses her lips in relish. The bridge across dreams. Ha! Such a poetic name given to an illegal structure. However, if the keys they carried were similar to what I saw in the Hero Tower back then, and could indeed alter some of the tower's rules, and even create a space of their own. Cradle paces back and forth anxiously within the red tide. This could very well be the reason why the Hero Tower in this world transformed into the Inver Hero Tower. But no one had the key back then. Did someone help? Or was that construct really capable of doing these things? We can thank Ishmael! Looking at it now, her previous failure was indeed caused by those Vanguard team members, but how did he manage to return from the fog? As she paces, turning thoughts over in her mind, she arrives at only one possibility. Perhaps he exploited the flaw in the key, allowing the input end held by him to seize the Hedo Tower's core? Could the Hedo Tower have appeared here also because he brought the core over? Kratos breaks into a laugh as if finally figured something out. Interesting. The Vanguard team ended up outsmarting themselves, and the same fate befell Agent Zero. History sure has a knack of repeating itself, doesn't it? The Dominic there vanished when seizing the core, while Dominic over here disappeared after the burst of the 0-point energy. It's truly like an inescapable closed loop. But why? Why does the gatekeeper exist only before this gate? Now there's a reason it's called Infinite Loop. According to her recovered records, before the construct known as League could knock open this gateway, a gatekeeper blocked its path. Like a deliberately placed safeguard, the gatekeeper stood as both a warning to those who would trespass beyond the gate and as a guide to those who came prepared for the challenge. Just what is the gatekeeper's true identity? Where would she take those who cross the gateway to the deepest gateway? Would she devour them, or perhaps don't make me regret this? Such speculations lead nowhere, but she can be certain of one thing: the gatekeeper is not an envoy of the gateway. As for Vonnegut, it turned out that he was one of the Vanguard team members all along. Just one piece of the rotten wood, and he would have been first to volunteer for what seemed like certain death, yet he ended up being the last survivor. It's just his behavior remains inscrutable. It's neither fully aligns with Nemo's behavioral patterns, nor shows clear traces of anyone else's influence. What could the reason be for this? What if, like the red tide, multiple consciousnesses have emerged within? Did Professor Trout tell you what it is that he needed you guys to do for him? I think it's got something to do with memory data. Lithos told me that memory data is that thing that turns everything in the human brain into data and stores it somewhere else. Some people change their bodies using it. I hope it's something that allows people to change their bodies, though I really want to see Professor Trout alive again. The girl's voice resonates in her mind, echoing Kratos' predictable lines of speculation. Could this be when the consciousness of Trout merged with that of Nemo? Given the technological limitations in the Golden Age, could Trout's consciousness really have remained intact? No, there must be numerous consciousness fragments on the other side, preventing him from maintaining control according to his original plan. Just like the ship of Theseus. I'm assuming that's a myth. I'm sure that's something to do with a book that I do not know. What is the ship of Theseus?
The ship of Theseus is a philosophical thought experiment that dates back to ancient Greece. The story goes that Theseus, a legendary hero, sailed a ship that was preserved over time by replacing its parts as they decayed or wore out. The thought experiment raises the question of whether an object that has had all of its components replaced remains fundamentally the same object.
Huh.
This answer is from rebellionresearch.com.
Good to know. And I'm no different now. Hey, P1. I want to thank you for reaching out to my sister a few weeks back. I was too distracted with other things. I completely stepped her aside. And again, thank you so much. Hey, you know what? Hey, we and you, we'll chop it up. We'll chop it up after the stream. We can chop it up after the stream if you're comfortable and all that. I know. I'm sure she was going through some things. I hope she's doing okay. I hope you're doing all right. But we can chop it up after the stream. I'll message you about it. We can talk. I hope everything's good between your family and all of that. So, but like I said, we chop it up after this. So don't worry. If you're awake, that is. So, but we'll chop it up. If you replace all the pieces of a ship, is it still the same ship? That's basically the philosophy. Yeah, I'm gonna say, is it still its original at the end of the day? I would say yeah. I would say it's still the same ship. Like Lucy in chapter 12, like, oh yeah, like whenever she
after everything that happened in Kowloon. She's still the same person. She's still the same person. Granted, she has no memories at that time, but I would say she's still the same person, regardless. Thanks, man, genuinely, and things have been okay with both of us. It's just that life was putting up a challenge for me and her. Hey, you know what? Hey, I always say, when things are great, be grateful. When things are not great or worse, be graceful. And like I said, I'm glad that you guys are doing okay. I pray that you guys are still doing okay. And like I said, we'll chop it up. We'll chop it up later. So don't worry. We'll talk about it. For Danny, she's basically a new Lucia, though. My man. Oh, yes, sir. Hey, got you, man. We'll talk about it. She's basically a new Lucia, though. True, but I mean, true. She is a new Lucia. But I mean, I would say that it's still Lucia. It's kind of like if someone has Alzheimer's in a sense. It's a different person, but it's still the same person. It's kind of how I look at it at the moment. It's kind of how I look at it. Kinda. Are you nearing the end of Shapeless Ripples? I would say we're gonna be 2/4 done here pretty soon. Would you still be you if you were born somewhere else in a different culture and place? I mean, if you held the same consciousness from back then I would say so. Granted, you're going to learn different ways. Like, here in America, prime example, here in America, you're talking like, your speaking language is different, but if you go to Canada, your speaking of word is going to be different because they always say "eh" or garbage. Different upbringing, 100% different upbringings for sure. Different upbringings and different circumstances. True. But if you're still keeping the same consciousness from back then I would say so. What can the nature of a man? Wait, what can change the nature of a man? Where he lives. Just looking at Creator, I'm getting PTSD from the things she has caused. Yeah, we're basically learning about Cradle, Agent Zero, Vonnegut, Chaos. We're learning that we're in a different time zone. We learned about the key. What else did we learn? We learned about Chico and Yuko. We learned about chaos contamination, which is basically the punishing virus at its full force strength, and then the punishing virus we have is a nerd version of that. So, but the same consciousness is not the same memories. We are made of memories. Our experiences are what make us. True. Okay, I see you spinning them facts. I see you cooking. But the same consciousness is not the same memories. Yeah. True. By the way, this is only for food of thought. I mean, hey, I love these type of discussions, and y'all know I don't say that word lightly. I really do enjoy and love chopping it up and getting them discussions. I like getting people's views and shit, and what we see, what we don't see, and all that fun shit. I don't know the answers either, but that's how I think. True. I mean, hey, I respect that. I can respect your opinion. I can respect how you think, and that's awesome. You know what? I tip my hat. I've only noticed, but now, did something happen on the previous stream that made you put the no spoilers bar on top? This has been going on. I think we put the no spoilers on about a month and a half ago. It was we shout out to Kaseka, a real one, who isn't here because she watches in the morning streams. She actually and Longboy, I think, on top of that. But it was Kasenka that made it first. She told me that I should have no spoilers up, so that way people who are new and are veterans who have played the game and know their stuff don't come in here and start like spoiling everything right off the rip. They can be like, oh, okay, he's learning the story, and on top of that, I'm digesting the story on top of it. So shout out to Kasenka, she's a real one for that. And yeah. Now that's actually good. Yes, exactly. Also, I need to talk to you, not normal guy. I think we already got you on there. I think your sister. I don't know if it was you or your sister, but I'll double confirm with you. I want to get a founder's badge. The founder's badge I've got, like I'm gonna get one, and I would like for you to be on the founder's badge list. I don't know if it was you or your sister that approved it, but I want to double check, and that way we're all good there. But I want you to be a part of the founder's badge, so that way when I get big and I get, we get a lot more people here and all that fun stuff, we would, let's say 2 years from now, I get big, I get a lot of people watching and all that, and there's different tiers and all that. But then when let's say you come in or Danny comes in, and they see the badge, is like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, that's a founder badge right there. That's an OG. That's been a day one. So, bro, it's 5 a.m., but now you have me smiling. Hey, y'all have been, you and Danny and Anakin and Carefree Dot and everyone on this list have been here when I was at 1 viewer, 2 viewers. I was still making a name for myself, which I still am, still making a name for myself to this day, and I will continue to leave a legacy that will inspire millions and inspire everyone to chase their dreams. So, and that's something that I would like for you to be a part of. And we actually got a name down. The people in the Founders Badge got it all down. The name of the Founders Badge is Andromeda's Citadel. That is the name. Shout out to everyone collaborating with it and making it work. And that is the name for the Founders Badge. I got to get the design still, but I will work on that and get an idea of how I want it to go. But that is the name. It is Andromeda's Citadel. How it's gonna be. So that's basically what I got. But I would like for you to be a part of it. Tark, if you were leaving, it's been an honor. Thank you. I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. I hope you be safe and enjoy your time. Thank you for being in the stream. You did not have to be here today, but you chose to spend your time here, and I do not take that for granted, and I thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue on after I read this message. Just to finish, maybe I'd be a completely different person depending on where I was born and what sort of experiences I accumulate while growing up. I mean, I'd not have any other previous self. True. But I mean, if you feel like you're a completely different person, but at the same time, then you're looking at something else, then I mean, it's like, because I mean, if you're thinking like this, let's say, it's like you transfer to a boarding school, or you get transferred to a different. So let's say I'm school in America, but then I go to transfer in Europe or Italy or wherever. I have to learn different things, but I'm still me at that time because I'm used to these beliefs, but I'm learning these beliefs, but I can keep them together as one. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? Torque. I feel like it's a paradox, not gonna lie if you ask me. True. But you have a previous self. But if you can remember your previous self, then I believe you're still you. That's how I look at it. If you can remember that, the previous self, then I would believe you're still you. Granted, you may have to do some things to remember it, and granted, you may, even if you remember it, you can still do your own things. But like you said, different memories and all that. But you cannot remember. That's the thing. Oh, but you cannot remember. But then it goes back to the Alzheimer's thing for me then. Because you know how when people have Alzheimer's, that's this fucking it's a very sad thing. they see like they can pick up a phone. Like let's say this phone is they had in their previous life, but then they pick up that phone and then next you know memories start jotting back like, oh, I remember. But then the moment you put the phone down, back to the current self you are. And then they're back, you know, they go back to being a different person. But if you bring that phone back and it's like, oh, I can remember. Like I remember some past things. That's just my take. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on. As much as I like discussing this shit, we got to continue on. But this is still existing memories. True. It has no existing memories at all. True. But I don't yeah, you're right. No, you got me there, Danny. You got me there. You got me there. Touche. I shake my hand and chest. I got cooked. I tried putting the spot, but you read that spot. Nah, you got me there. I tip my hat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being out of the way, let's continue on here. She touches the spot on her chest where chaos struck her. Even if it dismantles this body and resembles it, as long as the red tide is used for repairs, chaos will know there is no escaping this predicament. Maybe I will bring this later in Discord. True, I was just saying, you bring that in Discord, then we'll really have some discussions on that, because that's where like we're good. Other people's talking about it. Me and you can chop it up some more about it too. I think that would be yeah. We ought to do that. We could chop it up there. If you want to see that conversation, take the Discord. All right, the red tide itself is a jumble of countless consciousness and chaotic information, and that's why most hetero creatures display such erratic behaviors. Only a sufficiently stable consciousness can drown out the voices of others and maintain their self of self. Also, we should probably talk about it, Danny, in the story server. So that way, we don't, because I know Carefree Dot's in there, and I know he doesn't want to get spoiled by that. So we can talk about it in that server. That way, if anyone joins, they know that they will get spoiled, and they're willing to see that they will get spoiled, and they're okay with that. So we can talk it on there. Okay. After such a fusion, who wishes they are really fulfilling? What truly drives them forward? She suddenly feels a sense of estrangement from herself. Is she driven by the duty of Agent Zero and the coldness that should come with her? Or by Cradle's curiosity and respect her for humanity and civilizations? She feels lost in this unfamiliar state of existence. What exactly am I now? Once again, she recalls Yuko's pointed question. Forget it. Who cares anyway? No matter what she is, what needs to be done now is clear. It's time to stop those trying to approach the rift. So now she's going to be the gatekeeper. Just in a different way. After a night of long talks and rest, you and Lucia sit up from the soft beds in the infirmary. Good morning, Commandant.
Whoa. Lucia, I just woke up. We should probably find a different room if we're gonna do that.
Are you okay?
You look much better now.
But why the look on your face?
It's nothing. I just had an incredibly long dream.
Again?
You're okay.
Can you tell me what you dreamed about?
It was very long.
There's still some time before we head to the underground parking lot.
I dreamed about dying in the red tide. Many times. So many that I can't even tell if they're memories of what's really happened, what's already happened, or visions of what's yet to come.
You rejected her. I had to be strong. All right, I have to be strong. You know what? I can't let her see. I can't let her see my weakness. You know what? I have to be a pillar. I have to be a pillar. I have to be strong. I can't let her see that I'm weak. You know what? Because I don't know, man. I know. There's a time to be. There's a time to be. There's a time to show vulnerability, and I know that is not weakness, all right? Showing vulnerability is not a weakness. It is one of the most strongest things that you can do. And I also know there's also a time where you have to be a pillar. You have to get on the saddle, and you have to rein in the horse. Just so you know, whatever you choose here will influence. That is perfectly fine. I live for that shit. Detroit Become Human, that was my shit when that first released. Okay. Not really spoiling much, but your choices can be seen as a rejection. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Now, like I said, there's a time to be vulnerable, and then there's a time to be on the horse and being the pillar. I've always have been one to be on the pillar and show my vulnerabilities to the man upstairs when it's presented and when I need to. Other than that, I'm on the horse, making sure everyone else is fine, making sure she's good, but I also know I have to be, since if I have to treat this like my wife, I have to be able to show vulnerability to her, because then she knows that I see her and she sees me. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in one of them. Rose died too. The red tide gradually swallowed Constellia. It was as if the city had been abandoned by the world, left waiting for help that never came. And then...
And so you begin to tell your dream.
In this long dream, Constellia remained sealed off for eternity, abandoned and untouched, even as the red tide dissolved every last corpse drowned within. 10 years later, Lithos, now an ascendant, returned to the city with Vonnegut's help and found a hairpin hanging from the ceiling.
Hold up, P1, have you seen P? Who?
At last, he learned the truth.
Have you seen Kuro's short animated weaved vows? No. If that's the if it's the wedding animated film, short animated thing, like when you click and you see that little cutscene, yes, I've seen it. If we're talking about a completely different animated scene, no, I've seen it, but I will react to it. I've got to react to, I think, 2 songs, and then that's also one. I got to react to that. This scene was funny because if you guys leaned, you guys would cuddle. Oh, would we? And then someone would catch you on it and ask if you were interrupting. That's funny. Okay, here we go.
At last, he learned the truth. Rose entered Constellia looking for him. Just 30 minutes too late for their paths to cross. She met her in there. Unable to bear the truth, Lithos took his own life before Rose's remains. His death brought an end to many things before they even began. And so revenge lived on, while the old Grey Raven continued its missions in an unstable state,
Ooh, Lithos was Ravenge. I forgot. Wait, was he? Well, hold on. I might be fucking up here. Hold on. Lithos took his own lives before Rose remained in his death blood, and then to many things before they even began, and so revenge lived on while the old Graven continued its missions in an unstable state. Was Lithos the commandant for revenge? No, was this is confusing me here. So revenge was the old commandant, but was it Lithos, or was that someone completely different? It's completely different. I think it's the animation for the music of Burning Vow. If you haven't seen them, possibly after doing this chapter you'll watch. Yeah, Revenge is the old Grey Raven commandant. That's what I thought. Yeah, Revenge is the old Grey Raven commandant, and then Lithos was completely someone else. I still gotta watch. Burning Vow, Weaving Vow. I think that's the two songs, and then if there's another animated short, I gotta watch it. Okay.
Until one operation, when his desperate bid for glory drove him to force a night raid, resulting in devastating casualties within the squad and severe damage to Lucia's mind. No longer able to fight, rejected by every squad, Lucia wandered between cities with only her sword for company, until Luna found her and brought her back to the old home, where she now spent her days staring blankly at the sunlight outside.
What about you then? She gently wraps her hands around your neck as she moves on to what she cared about more. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. She gently wraps her hands around your neck as she moves on to what she cares about more. That's fucking crazy. If this is what I'm imagining, that's insane. She's like, it's like, okay, so I'm here. She's like right here, putting her head right here. If that's kind of what I'm imagining at the moment. A fucking course, but bro can't reject the best girl. I was surprised he rejected her. I'm sorry, but I had to. I had to be the pillar. I had to be the fucking pillar.
I missed Grey Raven and instead was assigned to Suzuku. Liv and Lee still joined me, though the squad captain was another construct.
Who's that?
Have you heard of Emma Copperfield?
Whoa, hold on. Huge lore. I've been waiting for you to reach this chapter for a long time now. LOL. All for the sake of seeing your reaction with the story and PGR's animated music videos. So far, it's golden like gold. I would say a lot of people have been liking me. Liking me on this chapter, but it's so good. And y'all, ladies and gentlemen, you all know I'm very passionate when it comes to stuff that I really care for and really am invested in. So y'all know I've been invested in this story and game for a long time now. Ever since 6 months ago when I first started streaming this game, 7 months ago when I first started streaming this. So y'all know I've been invested in the story. So to see it come here, and I even said that we would be here eventually, is so surreal. All right, here we go. So Emma Copperfield, I have no clue who the fuck she is. I hope we get to see her. Holy shit! Wow! God damn! Hold on! Who is this woman? She got trees going off of her. She like the My Hero Academia woman, just not green hair and not having vines for hair. She's not Poison Ivy either. Okay, here we go. Oh wait. Oh, this is Lucia. She's the Copperfield heiress. She saw records of her childhood when she fought that butler mechanoid guarding the Copperfield estate, right? Okay. Bro was like, baddie alert activated. She must be a wonderful person, all right? She's a baddie respectfully, all right? All right?
Yeah, that's her.
Why did you choose her? promise you. You were nowhere to be found. I promise you. Okay, here we go.
She was standing in the hallway, greeting me with a smile, saying she wanted to become Suzuka's captain.
I hope we get to see this lore. I really like how Lucia is invested. She's like, I wouldn't say she's jealous, but she's like curious to see how everyone did without her being the captain. Like, it hurts her to know like how this is happening and unfolding, but she like wants to know. All right, here we go.
And then, how did this squad perform?
Oh, she was a support construct. When I saw this, I was begging on my knees to have Kuro play her as a playable character. I mean, she would be interesting as a playable character. But if she was a supports construct, I mean, yes, she has to leave, so she maybe healing. Yeah, plans have healing. Okay, hold on. Not particularly well. Emma was a support construct. Or I could say things were better with you around.
Not particularly well. Emma was a support construct. So, I'll be honest, things are better with you around. We failed to notice many problems in the Battle of the Puala Forest Park. Liv never came back. She didn't even make it to switch to Imperia. The Red Tide was the same. It appeared out of nowhere, just like Constellia. Constellia's barrier was suddenly broken, and before we knew it...
Commandant. She calls out in a gentle voice as if trying to wake you from the lingering shadows of a nightmare. Now, I shit you not, that's probably how it would play out too. It's almost like... Here's how I describe it. It's like when you talk about that thing, those memories will play, and it plays, and it literally feels like you're right there. It's like you're there, dazed and cannot move, and you're just seeing it unfold. You're just seeing it unfold, watching everything happen, reliving the actions that you made, reliving the choices that happened, the consequences that happened, and the things that follow with it. And you literally have to like have someone like shake you, or have that gentle voice to be like, "Oh shit, whoa, hold on." It's kind of like I don't know if you guys ever get this. Do you guys know like those paralyzed, like you wake up from like you're sleeping, and then you wake up like you hear a noise, and you're like you want to get up, but you're like you can't move, but you can only move your eyes, like you're paralyzed. That's kind of how it reminds me of like you're like when you're talking about some things, you're just kind of sitting there letting your eyes move and tell the story, and your voice also tells a story, but you're in your head, you're and them in their view, it's like, are you okay? But in your mind, it's like, in my mind, it's like I'm reliving that memory. I'm reliving that time. Sleep paralysis, yeah, it's like sleep paralysis. Like, but it's like you're just living that moment instead of like you trying to wanting to check that out. I'm just looking at that moment, and so that's kind of how I would look at it. Speaking about those memories, it feels like you're narrating a movie with your protagonist position as a living nightmare, but someone has to wake you up. Pretty much. Like, I can see how I want to do this short film, and I can't wait for me to do it, especially with some things that came in. I I can already tell that I'm going to be Ike. This will, ladies and gentlemen, the quality will be just like Cradle Parade. If y'all haven't seen Cradle Parade, I highly recommend you give that a watch. That's basically what it's going to look like, but then more. So the next main stories before I hit this main story, they will be ramping up in quality, which I cannot wait to show you all. I still got to get it all experienced. I still got to get the outline. But I'm going to try to get the outline out just with how everything's moving so far. With how everything's moving so far with content this week, I'm going to try to get the outline this week and get it done this weekend, but we're going to see. But like I said, just give me time and I'll hone my craft and work on it. But, I've had the exact experience years ago. I'll never forget about that. I'm like, you have those experiences, like, whoa. Never experienced it myself. But I really don't want to see it for myself. It'll jog you. It'll like you wait like, and when you're finally able to move, it's like, what happened? But it'll take you forward. God, I'm sounding like this dude from my work. Fuck. It's fucking wild how this guy talks, and I'm starting to talk like him, and it's like, man, what the fuck? So all right, hold on. Let's continue with the story. We had that part. Here we go. We still have a chance to change things.
Yeah. You're right. We still have a chance to change things.
You raise your head, managing a smile that isn't entirely forced. That is pure cinema right there. That is exactly how I envisioned that. That's exactly how I envisioned that. She's right here, arm around me still, says my name, wake up, say that monologue, look up and look at her, and give her a smile. It's exactly how I envisioned that. It's like experiencing your past life and you wake up reincarnated in a way. True? Yeah, kinda. Okay, here we go.
I've recorded some things that happened in the Hetero Tower.
Yep.
If I were to die in the Red Tide like that, you must bring the key back.
Commandant. Contrary to her usual self, she interrupts your unfinished sentence. After a long moment of hesitation, voices her request almost as a whisper. Do not die.
Lucia.
Lucia lowers her eyes and places her hands on yours in a firm but tender grip.
Yeah. The dream is over now, Lucia.
Yes, and we now... we've been talking and, so, am I interrupting something?
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, after discussing it for a while, we want to go with you to the underground parking lot. Well, there are a few reasons for us. We checked out the area. It seemed pretty safe down there with no major threats to the exits to the outside. Second, we're pretty desperate to find our escape ourselves. The boys and I have been starving for days, and we couldn't hold out for much longer. And third, my man told me about your capabilities. With you around, there should be nothing much to be afraid of, I suppose. Since you noticed last night that those hetero creatures were targeting us, you must understand this trip to underground parking lot won't be a walk in the park. It's not like we're safe here starving either. Can you guarantee those things don't come after you leave? Besides, I have to choose which side of the death or dying in battle. I prefer the latter. At least let us teach those bastards lessons. I don't rest in peace until I put a few bullets in them. It'll be very dangerous. Oh, where's exactly is safe now? You think those creatures won't come after us once you're long gone? They attacked us before and you'd even showed up. Let us come with you. None of us can sit still anymore. Besides, we can take care of ourselves. But I also think Lucy has a point. It is so nice to see those two. You should stay here. It won't take us long.
I wouldn't recommend that either.
Here's the deal. I have access card that you wanted from Mona. Either you take all of us with you, or you have to kill me to get it.
Mona?
Don't give me that look. I shouldn't give the card to anyone, but he said he'd take care of he would take the blame and serve time if needed. That's why I gave it to him. Now, what sucks is that we see Emma and then she's gone. I fucking hope we see her again, because I would like to know more lore about her. But if that's all we're gonna get from her, that is so fucking sad. That is almost like Lucille. We see her, we enjoy her, and then she dies, and then we don't see her again. Will you come with us? No way, it's too dangerous. I'm getting married next month. I have 2 cats waiting for me at home. I just need to look after myself and survive no matter what. You will see her again? Hell yeah, I want to know more lore about her. Well, excuse me? Nobody asked if you were getting married. Shit, I was half expecting your next excuse to be about 5-foot fish you caught us too willing to be claimed by a fish arm. Huh? What's wrong with valuing my own life and being sensible? Not everyone's like a lot like you lot, acting strange like starving dogs ready to bite at anything that moves. Will Lucille lasted long? It wasn't that fast. It felt like it went by fast. Alright, it felt like it was not long enough. It felt like it was not long enough. Alright, cut it out. If it weren't for those 2 boxing or snacks Mona left here, none of us would have made it this far. So that's that. Listen here, Commandant from who knows where. Either you take us with you, or you're not going anywhere either. Commandant, whether you split up or stay together, if there's danger anyway.
Fine. Let's move together then. We'll be back.
Be careful. Oh, Rose is here. Okay, great. Rose is here. We gotta do everything we can to try to protect Rose and make sure she does not turn into that fucking slob again. Watch out for those butterflies. Yes, Yuko, thank you. Oh, we're fighting? Holy shit, I thought this was just another storyline. I forget we're fighting here. Alright, well, then we'll do this episode, and that'll take us to, hopefully, a good spot. If not, we're going to try to attempt to get done here. We're going to see. We're going to look at the percentage after this. Spooky butterfly.
Why are the dead people here?
Butterflies. I ran into them on my way down looking for the exit.
Oh, that's Chico speaking.
Come on. Stop freaking me out.
Oh, we're fighting.
It's indeed because of those butterflies.
Commandant, watch out!
Let's keep going. We need to move. Now.
Where can I move to? Can I go this way? I wish we could run instead of sprint. That would be kind of helpful. Oh, we can go up. Well, we're going up. Oh, never mind. That's as far as we can go. All right.
Not this way. I was just making sure we're good. Let's move to the actual point now.
Dude, they're dancing. Guys, stop! I promise you, I'm moving as fast as I can.
What's wrong with it again?
You should head back first if you don't feel well. Are you alright?
You too, Sam. Should head back.
Wait, don't touch him!
He's at a high level of corruption. When did he become corrupted?
She's probably why this infection is happening as fast as it is.
Is it possible for those red butterflies to live off humans?
Is it what? What are you talking about?
The butterflies got in my mouth.
How, boy? You're wearing a fucking mask.
My stomach.
Do we have any serum left? Oh, wait!
Careful.
Shit! Damn it. We gotta keep moving. Come on.
And then we're moving. We're moving. We're moving, moving, moving. We're moving. Boy band moment. Oh. Wait! Oh no, this is...
I'm going to kill every last one of these things!
Don't move. Everyone stay where you are. I'll go check it out.
I'm coming with you, Commandant. You guys can head back first.
The wounded can head back. We're staying. God knows if you guys are just gonna leave us here to die if you find a way out.
He's got a point. We're all gonna end up starving to death here if we don't get out. Nobody wants to handle with today. So I'm going with you guys no matter what you say.
Well then, those of you who are hurt should head back first.
I'm not going back. I'm doing just fine. And God knows what I'm gonna run into on my own if I head back alone now. Right. You have a point. I'm staying too.
Let's move along then.
Alright. Stay safe.
This is reminding me back to like Bamanata, spooky scary times, spooky PGR. This is what it's reminding me of right now. Holy shit! I don't do good with scary games, ladies and gentlemen. I fucking hate scary games. It's 6 a.m. Didn't sleep last night. Been trapped in this damn place for 7 days. Having also sick. Grandma, genuine, general celebrity. Same with mom. She want to stay for the green flag. I see grass on a flower. Okay.
It wasn't this bad when we came here last time. No. Pretty sure the same thing's gonna happen even if we head back now. So let's just move along.
Right.
Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay.
Stay alert, everybody. We don't know what's gonna happen here.
Wait a minute. Didn't we have more? Why are we down to 3? I thought we had more. Oh shit, we're getting picked off. I could have swore we had more. I'm gonna make sure y'all come back. Come on! Come on! Right here, motherfucker. There you go. Okay, we still got 3. Okay, we still got 3.
Screw this! I'm done with this shit! I'm taking all of you down with me!
Damn.
This place is getting creepier by the second.
Fucking crazy.
Hurry up and fall back!
The butterflies. It's like, bro.
They have us cornered! I'm gonna stop them!
Wow. Oh!
I just checked and found that there's actually a floor where the elevator doesn't stop. It's right above where we are. Probably between B7 and B8.
PGR horror. I swear, dude. We're getting picked off like flies.
Here since the butterflies haven't shown up yet. Let elevators stop on the hidden floor. Mona said we should be able to get a temporary code from down there.
Alright. Be careful.
There was a massacre here before we arrived.
Gosh, she looks so good.
This access card had been used. Could it be Cradle?
Oh. Okay. I don't like how fucking quiet it is. Well, that's my answer. What's your fucking... Here we go. Press and hold, accumulate, press and hold, tap and full energy, entering float mode, collapse, cast, eclipse, day breaks. Can we just... What the fuck? Why am I... There we go. I'm like, why am I not attacking? There we go. Okay. Almost got him. Okay. She has too many things to list here. I bet. Find the truth that always hides. Okay.
Our access, Commandant. Our temporary code is 973654. Gotta remember this number.
973654. Okay.
Yep, coming.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Oh, we didn't even get to fucking... Okay. We're 83%. What is the final one? Oh, okay, hold on. This is the final one. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then this will take us to the next timeline. This will take us to the next timeline. And we'll be 2 4s done. You will forget. No. 973 654. It's either 973 or 656. No, 973 654. 651. 973 651. That's what it was. That's what it was. 973 651. Okay, hold on. Here we go. A massive crimson tide suddenly erupts from the dark passage, smashing through the walls on its path like a raging torrent. What are y'all saying uh-oh for? Everyone watches anxiously as Lucia finally steps into the elevator. The pale light casts an eerie glow into the flustered faces, while the roaring tide relentlessly chases you from beneath the ascending elevator. What do you do? The temperatures get up further streets too? Get back to the surface first and assess the situation. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier? The emergency stars in this dumb place could have collapsed. She warned us about it long ago, but we didn't listen. We should try the hidden floor. The red tide surges up from below once again. It smashes, sending out the ear-splitting sounds of destruction. The ascending elevator shudders from the impact and slowly grinds to a halt, its doors opening to reveal an unfamiliar floor. So this is the hidden floor? Let's right here for now! Before anyone can step out to the elevator into the dim tunnel ahead, a thunderous roar akin to the bursting dam erupts from around the corner. The tunnel buckles under the weight and collapses in an instant, its scattered debris instantly swallowed by the surging red tide. Move back! Lucia slams her fist on the button as the elevator door slowly closed. The light from within reveals the barely concealed anxiety on Lucia's face. In the next moment, the entire elevator shakes violently as the tide envelops it all from all sides. Only one step away. You got the password, and the rift from the Inverhedo Tower is right there in front of you. You are just one step away from entering it. One step away from returning the Inverhedo Tower. One step away from the path that leads home. Yet the single step might as well be an eternity, with the insondable torrent of the red tide separating you and the destination. What are you supposed to do? How can you possibly get past the red tide flooding the entire tunnel? Looking up at Lucia, her expressions mirrors your own gravity. Ever since witnessing those deaths, she rarely finds moments of peace. We're almost at the surface. Let's get out of here first. At least we have the password. We can discuss everything else once we're safe.
I will.
Suddenly, a violent impact strikes the bottom of the elevator. The elevator doors distort under the relentless water pressure, emanating a pierced screech as the metal tears apart. Then, crimson droplets trickle through the crevices of the elevator, gradually conveying into a slender stream. The red tide is flooding into the elevator! Is it the Hedo Towers? It's the Hedo Tower creatures, Jesus fuck. They're attacking from below the elevator. Before those words can even settle, another fierce impact strikes the elevator, hurling the humans who have barely regained their footing into a tremendous tumble once again. Multiple fractures have quietly emerged around unnoticed, and the oozing crimson fluid effortlessly shadows what little sense of safety they cling to. Like prey surrounded on all fours, the survivors in the elevator huddle tightly together at its center.
Lucia.
Got it. Let's leave through the top. Lucia hands over her pyro katana before lifting you up. The relentless strikes of the head-hole creatures have already exhausted the elevator's stability. The opening at the top gradually widens as you pry it with the blade. Fuck! Hold it up! You need a hand! The red tide continues to surge through the bottom cracks where the omega core of the pyroth frame operates at full power, repelling the encroaching hostility. The pyrokinetic katana, emanates flame melting through the last stubborn wields. A powerful strike from its hilt wrapped the metal sheep, creating an opening large enough for one to pass through. Through the breach awaits a shadowy passage, illuminated dimly by the distant glow of the top floor.
Lucia, check for any activity above.
There's signals all gathering below, but we're close to the surface here. The butterflies might fly up.
Then I can kill those things without breaking a sweat. Get up first. The red tide will reach you through your legs if you stay it.
The two mercenaries grab your outstretched hand, one after another, climbing onto the top of the elevator. After climbing up, Chico turns around and reaches down through the opening to offer you her hand. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is where we die. Your turn now! Looking down after climbing to the top, a chilling realization dawns upon you. The red tide has risen past Lucia's calves. Emerging out of nowhere, a head-hole creature suddenly lunges at the constructs who's about to escape. Hi-ya! The floating blade intercepts the attack meant for Lucia, and dissipating red glow reflecting her eyes as she glares at the enemy. I do like that. That's a nice detail. Not as detailed as here, but I can appreciate the reflection. I can appreciate the reflection, even though it's not as detailed here. I can appreciate the reflection. And I like that that as well. Different face, but it still works. Commandant, go up with him first. I'll hold those enemies back.
All right, but don't take too long.
Of course. You shift your gaze from the battlefield below to the faces of the three people around you. The mercenaries have already confirmed the steel cable's durability. Do your gloves have enough grip? Chico reaches out her hand.
Of course. You go first. I'll cover up the rear and keep the remaining head-hole creatures from climbing up.
The mercenaries exchange a glance and then nod to you. I'll leave it to you, son. The mercenary seizes the steel cable, swiftly ascending to the newfound vigor, propelled by the glimmer of hope on the horizon. And then comes Chico. Need a hand?
I'm fine. I've got you up front, and Lucia's watching our back.
I will. She grips the steel cable firmly and climbs up higher. Below, another wave of muffled crashes ripple through the metal plating, causing the elevator beneath to shake uncontrollably. Crimson waves surge through the crevices as a glint of platinum hue flashes the pupillity of your sight. Looking up, the silhouettes of the three have already vanished into the radiant light of the hope above. They must have reached the surface.
Time to climb up.
The steel cable holds firm. Each upward pull brings you one step closer to hope. Another violent tremor rocks the elevator, the vibrations coursing straight through your palms.
Lucia, it'll be okay. She definitely can handle it.
This is going to be crazy if we see her die. Upward, a viscous liquid clings to your hand, impeding your ascent. More. A putrid stench assaults your nostrils. Keep going. Light from the exit finally floods your vision. And then, a familiar figure crouches at the edge, level with your position. She rests her chin on one hand, batting her innocent-looking eyes as she waves at you, just as you emerge from your ascent up the elevator shaft. Now, this is either Yuko or Rosa, or Cradle, or Chaos. Uh-huh. Well, hello there, Grey Raven Commandant.
Cradle!
The radiant light reveals not only the girl's figure, but also the lifeless body lying to her feet. Chico's eye remains wide open in death, fixed gazing upward.
When did you...
Wondering how I managed to hide myself? I was in the red tide all along. How could Lucia possibly find someone made of red tide within the red tide itself?
Lucy...
Before your name can even leave your her name can even leave your lips, an excruciating pierce through your body.
Oh shit, time to lose my voice.
Blood splatters into your eyes, painting your entire vision crimson. How many more death must you endure before returning to your own time? How many more failures must you face before finding the way to take that final step? No. Perhaps there is no chance left. The key is almost depleted.
I really like this music going with this.
This end, roughly weaved, is filled with desperation and reckless failure. You were just one step away from returning to the Hetero Tower, so close to making it.
Lucia,
At least this time,
don't look at me.
Those unheard words, along with the broken body, plummet down the elevator shaft behind. Oh, it's fucking insane. Something rocks the elevator cab from the top, and a wave of weightless washes over Lucia like rising bubbles. This is gonna be insane if she has to watch this, if she comes up and sees this.
drip, drop.
Ah, it's my blood! A single droplet of crimson falls from above. That is insane! Only to be followed by more blood. Lucia's motions gradually still as she gazes upward at the crimson trails cascading down the very shade that sears through her heart. She knows exactly what it is. She knows where the blood is coming from. She doesn't even need to look at the condition that body must be in to shed so much blood in such short a time. Everything now resembles the mirrored walls of the elevator, a boundless, inescapable cycle. Far too many times as it occurred, a person and a heart relentlessly torn apart. Believing they seek hope within the loops, convinced they are just one step away, yet death, time and time again, has all that has been awaiting them both. Her hands fall limply to her sides. The hetero creatures that have been relentlessly pursuing them now vanish into the red tide, as if their mission is complete. Back then, while chasing after Liv in the church, she has asked herself the same questions. Was her life nothing but a dead end? Why did all these tragedies keep repeating themselves? Just a step distant, a fleeting instant out of the sight, barely a minute away. You can tell I really like this. I really like this one. You can see the pain in her eyes, and like this is her her trying to be putting on a brave face. Love the symbolism here with different Lucias and different reflections. Exactly. It is so good. The red tide swirling between her calves surges with her despair, poised to consume her whole.
Come. Don't.
Something inherently wrong that has long dealt within her heart now festers freely, excluding the stench of decay. Next time, she will never let go of those hands. Next time, she will never let that person out of her sight. Next time, even if it means tearing herself apart. A faint cracking sound interrupts her tumultuous thoughts.
The key.
Her last hope cries crackled in her hands, giving her no response.
No fucking way. The key's done. The key is cooked.
Everything unfolds just as she predicted. Time refuses to rewind. No miracle occurs. She is left with no chance. The elevator lights suddenly die out, leaving only one last brilliant arc of light. And then the red tide surges forth, consuming everything in its path. By afternoon, the setting sun cast a warm glow over the tranquil golden time court of Constellia, restoring a semblance of peace in the surroundings. In the underground parking lot, the echo of deliberate footsteps reverberates. A figure draws near, their gait uneven as they limp forward, aided by a wooden stick. Cradle, it's been a while. She looks at Yuko's legs, now festering from the infection. Would you like my help? Though I can only slow down the infection spread. Where's everyone else? Her icy question reverberates through the empty parking lot, striking Cradle's eardrums along with the haunting echoes. The girl simply blinks, pointing at the elevator behind her. Are they still alive? Alive in the red tide? So is this what you meant by protection? Is this also how you treat your creator? That curse queller? Cradle finds herself at a loss for words, started to realize that her memories of the creator had begun to fade. You told me that about your birth, how you finally believed your mission was to silence the sound of the tide and to guide that creator. You said you witnessed their choice and that their will brought about your birth, giving you both form and life. After their death, you said that you would carry on the creator's will, not to harm others. You also said that you approached me because I am too a creator. Then what exactly are you doing now? Are you truly following the creator's will? Or perhaps you're doing it for my wishes? Tell me, what exactly are you? Once more, she poses that question, the very same one she asked Cradle when she first saw the festering corpses. Are you the Agent Zero you keep talking about? The guardian from the story? Or are you still Cradle? Yuko forces her weakened leg to move, staggering toward Cradle with each trembling step. Let me ask you one final question. Tell me, is Chico still alive? Despite already knowing the truth, Yuko still clings to that desperate, illusionary hope as she utters these words. Such foolishness. It reminds Cradle of all those worthless stories Yuko used to tell. Mere memories that hold no significance. You promised me that if I found my sister, you'd give me the chance to help her. That's my deepest wish. You told me to lead those people to capture Chaos, and I did it. You told me to persuade Barley, and I did that too. I even went as far as to incite those mercenaries. So everything I did only ended up getting Chico killed. In that moment of silence, Yuko finds her answer in Cradle's eyes. So, it was all my fault. I've always been a loser. Nothing but a failure. An objective assessment. I've always wanted to do something for Chico. Always thinking that ways to repay her years of care. Always trying to become someone useful to her. But in the end, the harder I tried to help her, the more I wanted to prove my worth to her. The more I became nothing but a burden. Indeed, it is. But if that's the case, there is something Cradle cannot comprehend. You've already labeled yourself nothing more as nothing but rotten wood, calling yourself that repeatedly. So why do you cling to life so desperately, still persisting in these futile efforts? For I am but rotten wood. Yet I simply refuse to rot. You wonder why I cling to life so desperately? It's because I can't accept this fate. I refuse to die a worthless death. That's why I'm still alive, still fighting, still searching for a way to change. I never wanted to die because before I could repay Chica for all she did to me, but you killed her! The gun hidden in Yuko's hand is now raised high. Cradle thought she would never have the courage to draw it. How could you do this? You promised me! Cradle finds herself unable to answer, torn between the consciousness within her. Agent Zero loudly dismisses her question as trivial, while Cradle is adrift in a fog of hazy memories devoid of purpose and clarity. One moment she seems to be following her destined mission and original will, the next she feels as if awakening from a long dream, only to discover that she has committed unforgivable sins. She is meant to devour civilization whole, yet she finds joy in humanity's unyielding will. She wants to support them, to witness their journey, to honor them. Which side is truly wrong? I'm going to kill you for everyone you murdered! Cradle watches as his human body covered in festering wounds channels her hatred into a throat-rending roar, her less defiant cry harmonizing with the resonant bark of her gun. Oh, god damn! Her vision splits into two panels accompanied by an ear-piercing ringing as relentless as chirping of the summer cicadas. Friend, or mere rotten wood? Which one is correct? Who cares? She's like, fuck it. The scythe thrusts through Yuko's back, its blade haunting mere inches from Agent Zero's front. The weapon woven from the red tide shortly dissipates back into the surging tide as Yuko, on death's doors, falls forward onto Agent Zero's shoulder. Oh, that gun was already made for her. Her remaining willpower keeps her eyes open, but her hands, drained of strength, can no longer grasp onto anything. The gun drops into the red tide, and with it, her will fades away. The lifeless body rests in Agent Zero's arm, as if two long and strained friends sharing one embrace. A hollow emptiness washes over the girl's awareness, as though part of her very being has been carved away. Sensing Yuko's fading warmth beneath the touch, she listens to the last tremor of that shattered heart. It no longer matters. What comes next will not conflict with Agent Zero's mission. And so she questions, goddamn, I got hiccups. Permits with the essence of Cradle within her awaken, her eyes fluttering open in tandem with the heart's last throbs. Let's go, Yuko. Cradling the body in her arms, she whispers softly as she walks deeper into the darkness. I will make your wish come true. The girl opens the elevator door while holding her friend in her arms. The churning red tide still surges within the elevator shaft, resembling a silent crimson coffin. You will become one within the tide. Become part of each other. As she plummets, the rushing wind snatches her whispers, reducing them to a faint, almost inaudible murmurs. No need to worry about your flaws anymore. That who cares was so... What do you mean? It was just so nonchalant. She's like, I don't give a fuck. The girl falls into the tiny cresting waves, landing into the boundless sea of crimson. That who cares was so down. She really was like, oh well. She raises her forearm, then flips her palm. From the depths of the red tide, where Yuko and Chico dissolved, a butterfly emerges, landing silently on the Cradle's fingertips. You still hate me after this? Then I shall give you a chance to hurt me. She got tired of listening to the rant, pretty much. In the deepening night, she closes her eyes and swallows the butterfly from her fingertip. Rotten wood. Oh, that was good. Wow! Yo! Holy shit! God damn! Oh man, that belly, that goddamn abs, goddamn midsection does wonders for me. Holy shit! All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is now 2 out of the 4 done. We are officially halfway now. We've made some pretty good headway. So, okay. What is it, Tuesday? So we will be live again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So convert that to your time, wherever you may be watching. And we'll be continuing on. We got 2 more to go. We completed 2. We're on 3rd now, so we're halfway over. And so after that, I'm hoping to be done with the main story maybe by Friday. And then from there, we do the wedding story. And then from there, we do the DMC story. And then after that, we'll be done with that, and then we will react to all the things that you guys want me to react to. I will react to those, so that way we're good to go for it. This will be new, very new for me, streaming every day till Saturday. I'm usually used to streaming Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so it'll be interesting streaming Wednesday and Friday. I'm not gonna be used to it, but I am gonna have to make sure my voice is rested and ready to go for this week, seeing that I will be doing a lot of talking. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I thank you all for watching. I'm super grateful that you all were here to watch this. I'm very grateful you all did not have to be here to watch this, and you guys took out of your time to watch this. The most precious time in the currency to watching me stream, and I am very grateful for that, and I do not take that for granted whatsoever. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you here any more longer than usual. I will see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m., where we continue on with Chapter 31, Shaper's Ripples, seeing what's going to happen in Lucia's time zone. Until then, I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm out. Peace!